I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Good morning, everybody. Well, happy Wednesday to all across the Delaware Valley. What an incredible night last night. So, you know, it's uncanny. Like, the Phillies come home, and it was one of those, you know, 1 of 162, and it felt sleepy. And then Nola runs into some trouble, and, you know, it's 3-1. You go, all right, well, looks like an L, right? But this team, this special DNA that it has, keeps on fighting, right? They keep on rallying. So it's 3-1, 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th. Now here comes the top of the order. And here comes the man of June, right? June Schwarber to the plate. And we just talked yesterday about his just savage Junes. And once again, after hitting 2 the day before, he hits a huge June blast to make it 3-2. So it's 3-2. What happens? Well, the Padres bring in that Robert Suarez. And the last time we saw Robert Suarez at Citizens Bank Park, he was giving up the blast around the world, right? The Bryce Harper blast through the raindrops that clinched the NLCS on a dreary Sunday afternoon that became pure elation. Well, Suarez in again faces Harper to lead off the bottom of the 9th. It's 3-2. Now, this just shows you the greatness of Harper. Right now, Suarez has to be thinking about 2022. Harper said after the game, yeah, of course, I see him on the mound. I'm thinking about that home run. What does Bryce do? Bryce knows he's just got to get on base. And Bryce gets on base. Base hit up the middle. Just a great at-bat. To get things started. Now, you know that Suarez, who had not blown his save the entire season, you know that Suarez is starting to sweat. All right? Heart of the order's up. There was Bryce. Base hit to start it off. And then there's Bohm. And then Bohm laces. Again, we talked about his plate coverage yesterday. Just his terrific at-bats. Once again, he laces a single up the middle. And this is where it gets dicey, right? Nobody out. Does Bryce stop at second? No. Bryce on a single, hard hit single to center field. Not to right, but to center. He makes it to third. The throw's cut off. And, I know we're all holding our breath because Bryce can be a little reckless on the base pass, which makes him, we'll say, aggressive. And it's first and third, nobody out. And now I sweat. Tie run on third, nobody out. Stop! What a base hit to left. Tie ball game. Unbelievable. And then here's Casty. And our man, Casty, Chesty, whatever you want to call him, comes up. He was just on fire yesterday. One of those games. He crushes a ball down the right field line, ground rule double, wins the game, finishes with 4 hits, and the Phillies rally in just explosive fashion to win the game 4-3. What? It's a Tuesday night, right? Like, it's a Tuesday night in June, and it felt once again like October. That this club never fails to just excite you, especially at home, right? Especially at Citizens Bank Park, where they just feel unbeatable at Citizens Bank Park. What a night, what a thrilling game. Phillies pull it out. You go for the sweep today at 1 o'clock, day game. But, man, it's just indicative of the joy that this team brings up. Topper said it after the game. Like, they just keep fighting. There's no quitting this team. They just love this team. And we do. They are just something special, man. Coming back like that. It was funny. I was at baseball practice last night, and I'm talking to one of the dads, and because he's me looking at my phone, and I'm watching the Phillies, and looking at the Phillies. He goes, "What's the score?" I go, "It's 3-1. You know, this might not be the night, right?" And sure enough, man, I get home, you put it on, and wow, it was just thrilling. It's just an amazing night in, night out with them. And again, especially at home, and the magic of Suarez. And listen, Robert Suarez, no joke, all right? I mean, he hadn't blown a save all year. Last night was his first blown save, and they rally. And look, 4 straight hits to start the bottom of the ninth to win it. Just incredible stuff happening with this team. All right, so we got lots to get to today. Legend, Willie Mays, Hall of Famer, legendary figure, passes away, God bless him, at the age of 93 last night. And what I want to do today is celebrate greatness and celebrate what players mean to us. You know, sometimes we get lost in the drama and the narratives, right? But we all love sports. We all congregate because we love players. We love the game, and we love our great players, and they mean the world to us, right? We name our children after them. We name our pets after them, right? Like, how many dogs in Philadelphia are named Chase, let alone kids, right? Like, we bring them into our home. We make these athletes part of our families, which is really the beauty of it. You know, sometimes I feel like we go off the rails a bit, and, you know, we take something that is wholly positive, that's something good in life, and we tarnish it, right? With agenda, hate, like all kinds of things. And every once in a while, we need to reset and realize why we love. And it starts with the players, right? We love these games, but we love the players who play them. And long ago, the NFL had a strike, right? The players were on strike. And the NFL decided, well, football is bigger than the players. And they had replacement players. And you know what happened? Nobody watched. Nobody cared. Nobody watched. Nobody wanted to see pikers play NFL football. And it was a real middle finger to the NFL. And the NFL, as great as that league is, right, as powerful as that league is still made by the players. We want to watch, whether it was back in the day, Dan Marino, or today, Patrick Mahomes, right? We want to see the greatest throw the football and catch it and block and tackle. And in every sport, it's always about the players. And so I'm a little young for Willie Mays, and certainly everybody here it does not know Willie Mays other than his legend and his lore. But I was talking to my man, Uncle Frank, and he's going to join us in the clubhouse. We're going to start doing our phone calls. And Uncle Frank was almost in tears because Willie Mays was his favorite player. He named his dog Willie. In fact, he sent me a picture of his dog's tombstone, and it had Willie on it. And that's what it's about. We love these players. So today, we celebrate our own favorite players and the greatness, right? Not just the piker and the mucker and the grinder, but the true great players that left us just with our mouths agape. And we love it. So today we dive into the source of that. And a little programming note, speaking of the people that we love. Well, Charlie Manuel, who is one of my dear, dear friends, and I love him to death, is going to join us tomorrow. He's going to be in studio. He's doing great coming back from the stroke. He's doing fantastic. So he's going to be in studio tomorrow with us and hang out during the whole show. So looking forward to that. This is the Anthony Gargano Show, brought to you by TrueMark Financial Credit Union. Check out TrueMark.com/PHLY. Stop at your local branch to learn more about the credit union difference at TrueMark Financial today. And of course, my morning column always brought to us by Olipop. It's popping off with Olipop, the soda that's good for you. It's funny, my niece Mia loves it. She's like, don't tell me it's good for my gut health. I just want to taste it and enjoy it. Well, don't tell them it's good for them. Just let them drink it, and you know it's good for them, and it's good for you. It's Olipop. All right, let's go. Good morning to the crew. There he is, JP, John Zapata, Buenos dias. And, of course, the great VG, Violations Greg.
VG, good morning.
What do you say, buddy?
What's going on? Happy Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Happy Juneteenth.
Wait, VG's got to explain the shirt because
This is fantastic.
Oh.
It's a great shirt.
This is a Philadelphia Star. This is a Philadelphia Star shirt. It's a Philadelphia Negro League. Brought to you by the great artists over at Shive Sports. Shive Vintage Sports always do cool things.
That is cool.
I love that.
Yeah. I love that, man. That is a great Philadelphia Stars, legendary from the Negro Leagues. Unbelievable.
Well, the best is Andrew this morning goes, is that the USFL?
Yeah, USFL.
There's a lot of blast happening this morning.
I was worried about you. I thought you were going to stroke out on
Let's
us
just put it this
morning.
way. Cousin didn't eat coffee this morning.
No. Between Little Brain, Brad Feinberg's son, Carson, who is our intern.
Really nice kid.
He's great. To be determined. With his ridiculous views on sports. And Andrew thinking that's the USFL.
USFL.
What?
It's like
That's the name of the team. I'm
it's
sorry.
like a catcher with a guy sliding.
It's a USFL Stars. Unbelievable. JP feels good to be not in the crossfire.
Listen, we enjoy it. We enjoy your personality, cuz.
Oh, I enjoy you guys. I do. I love you. And, it's all good fun.
Always.
All right, let's start off with last night, because last night, yet again, another thrilling night. Like, it's funny. We have this conversation about baseball, and, look, baseball, I've been doing sports radio and sports media in this town, radio and TV for a long time. And baseball is not one that you go on a daily basis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that you dive. But this team, it's impossible not to make them the lead. We talk about something called the inverted pyramid, right? Which is the big story of the day in journalism.
Yeah.
The Phillies are the big story.
No, for sure.
Right? Like, once again, they come out and they have this amazing comeback against a pitcher they tormented in the NLCS in 2022.
Oh my God!
What a Schwarber again with a home run.
It's
right?
June, baby.
It's nonsense.
And just the great baseball that we saw, right? In the ninth inning, the 4 straight hits. Bryce Harper.
Who starts it off? Of
Bryce.
course, Bryce.
I love
Hitless
Bryce.
all game. Boom. It's just the bullpen. 3 hitless innings. Dude, I just pulled up the stats of the Phillies. Just the stats overall. This bullpen, Hoffman, Strom, and Kerkering have pitched 86 innings. Their ERAs are Hoffman 0.86, Strom 0.93, Kerkering 1.46. That's nuts.
Dude, we do not speak enough of Kerkering.
I know.
I mean,
He had a rough couple of weeks when he first started, but he's really turned it around.
but his stuff, like, he's got great stuff, great movement.
Yeah.
Kerkering is ridiculous. Like, so when he's kind of honed in now, and he's so young.
Yeah.
Like, I love that kid.
Well, he's got belief in the fastball.
Yes.
Because before it was just slider. Yeah. So that changes everything.
Well, he falls in love with movement.
Yeah.
Because he's got incredible movement.
Yep.
Off the table movement.
Well, those three have been great, but now you mix in if Sir Anthony Dominguez is finding his stuff
Yeah,
too.
that's key.
Yeah.
Having
It's
Sir
bullpen.
Anthony is a monster. Having him back
And
is big.
Yeah.
And these starters are going at least 6 or 7 deep, so these bullpen pieces don't have a lot on their plate. But when they're in there,
I was just laughing because Nola's getting trashed yesterday at some
know.
point. And he does the quality start. 6-inning pitch, 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts.
He ran out of the I know.
Yes.
I was laughing
Because of the
when you
first home
texted.
run.
I was at practice, right?
Yeah.
Like Moss had baseball practice. And so I was at practice, and I'm watching, I'm following the game on my phone, and you're saying people are getting, I'm out on Twitter, and you're saying people are getting crushed.
Yeah.
No, and I'm like, he's got 6 strikeouts in the 5th inning. Like, all right, you ran into a little trouble.
This is
Relax.
where we are.
you know who else gets trashed a lot is that Nicky Castellanos.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I told you a few weeks ago we just needed Liam.
Yeah, Liam was there.
Liam is back, and
Liam is a good long time, isn't he?
Dude, and then you look at the post game, those interview with Tom McCarthy and Crucky, and he's just constantly looking back, and you could tell like he's looking for Liam. Like Liam really.
Did you see they brought Liam out to throw water
I
on
did.
him?
Yeah,
So
that's
good.
awesome.
But here's John Clark tweeted out that Castellanos says he feels more comfortable when Liam's not across the country. It's just a thing, man.
Well, yeah, but
your boy.
that's natural.
Yeah.
That's a dad.
That's your son.
Right. Like, listen, as a dad, I don't like being away from my kids. I want my kids to be nearby. Like, when I'm traveling, I miss them.
I can't even imagine. I miss my dogs.
Right.
I
It's like,
can't
imagine.
like my
You
mom
miss your
sent pictures of the dogs.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you miss your family, like, bad, right? So that makes sense. Listen, I love it. I love the fact that Liam is the good luck charm.
Oh, and he's so great when
a great
when
kid.
Cassie hits a ball. Like his excitement's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, that exuberance kind of personifies this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, we have this great exuberance with this team. This team is incredible. Like, every night it's just another story. Like, as the writer in me, right,
Yeah.
I get enamored by this story that's playing out before us every night.
Well, we get Willie Mays dies. Oilers with a fantastic game in NHL playoffs. And I want to talk about the Phillies, a regular season game.
BJ.
I know.
It's like, come on,
I
man.
know.
I even wear the Oilers hat today. I was like, I'm wearing Phil's hat today after that win.
Got life, dude. That was a big win.
Yeah.
That was it. He was freaking out because it was 4-3. Right? Remember, it was 4
Oh, yeah.
whatever it was, 3-1.
Tight sphincter last night.
3, all right. It's 4-3, and it looks like Edmonton's going to go on a power play. I mean, Florida's going to go on a power play, but they get, what's his name, didn't even know. You said
Yeah,
it.
it's Kachuk for
Yeah.
embellishing. I didn't think it was an embellish, but the analyst
That was
said
a
it
bad
was.
call. You can't call that. Takes away
Dude,
the
I was-
power play. They
yeah.
had momentum, man.
Yeah, I was on the
Florida.
Bet Parks app looking at the cash out because I had money line Oilers last night.
Did you?
Should I cash out? Should I cash out? But I wrote it.
Nice. Good for you.
There you go, BJ.
How about at the end, like the save of the empty net?
Oh, dude!
Well,
I
it's
tried to find a
ridiculous.
picture. I wanted to find a picture of Kachuk like stretched out on the ice with a stick. I couldn't
It was
find a
like
nice
at
overhead
the,
picture.
at the last second, he dives, swings his stick
I love
to
that,
save
Kachuk.
them, and then somehow the puck finds McDavid, and he just buries it.
But Kachuk, man, he slid like 20 feet.
Yeah.
Just got it.
It was amazing.
Yes.
Because you
Yeah.
go, no way he got that, and he wound up getting it.
It's such a kick in the junk. He's he's right there standing, and McDavid's got the puck.
It was unbelievable. I mean, it truly was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was exciting.
Talk about favorite players. That's one player I would love on the Flyers, a Kachuk, because he just does everything.
Yes. Well, let's talk about this for a second, and we're going to get into the whole idea because we'll get into our favorite players. But the general theme, right? Willie Mays passes, and I'm hearing from Uncle Frank, like he's devastated, right? And listen, God bless Willie. He lived a long life. He was an incredible player, right? Like just an amazing, amazing baseball player at a time when baseball had its own demons when it came to racial division. And Willie was that say hey kid. There's a great photo, you deep dive into it, with him playing stickball with kids in New York City. Like, it's freaking awesome, right? Like, it's unbelievable. But I'm listening to Uncle Frank, and he's rapid fire texting me, and he's overwhelmed with grief and thinking about his own favorite player. And it got me thinking about, in general, why we love sports. Like, we love sports because of the players. We love sports because we fall in love, right? And I use the example of the NFL strike, and then they tried to use replacement players, and nobody watched. You know why? Because we love our players.
Yeah.
As much as we love the game, we love these guys. These are our heroes, man. You know, long before the superhero revolution in cinema, right, which I hated, my superhero growing up, I didn't give a rat's ass about Superman or Batman. You know, I thought they were ridiculous. But my superhero, they were, you know, Julius Erving, who could fly, right? Yeah. They were Mike Schmidt. They were Dan Marino, right? That could thread a needle. You don't want to talk about, you know, shooting a web out of your wrist. Dan Marino could put a football in a mouse hole.
Ronnie Lott just destroying people, or Wes Hopkins.
Yes, like those were my superheroes. And like, to me, sometimes we lose the love of the player, which is why, bringing it back to the Phillies, Bryce Harper, like on a night when he's hitless, he just comes up big and gets a base hit to start the rally. Like that, to me, is the essence of sports. That's why I love that dude. I never thought, you know, I'm a grown man, like whatever. I've seen great players my whole life. But Bryce breaks through that jaded mentality.
He's got to be the most clutch big time player that I can remember.
Oh my God.
I don't remember anyone who it's just like, all right,
That dude's money every time. He's money.
Like, my in-laws were down there, and they're like, oh, they're not really baseball people. They get one game a year, and they're like, oh, it's not going our way. And I was like, you got to stick around. I was like, the bullpen's coming out. You know, you can't leave early with this team. I didn't get an update whether they stuck around or not. But I was like, Bryce is coming
that means
up.
they left.
You're right. They probably would be like, oh my God, that was so exciting. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, they left. They failed the test.
Yes.
That's the test.
Yes.
You know, like, listen, I'm a big believer that when teams are good and the bandwagon starts to fill up and you got the casuals, right?
Yeah.
Listen to the casuals. To me, I love when everybody's involved because it's a blast. It's a party.
Everyone likes a big party.
Right, it's a party. Like, the more the merrier. That's a real thing. But if you're going to be a part of it, you better stick around.
Especially this team. There's a 20th comeback or walk off or just a stat they did last night. You got to stick around with this club.
It is freaking awesome. I mean, for me, like, I'm team first. Like, I love these teams, and then when these players show out and represent the teams, and the way you mentioned Bryce Harper, the way Bryce Harper does on a day-to-day basis, it's truly special. And those are the type, they give you those memories for a lifetime, cuz the type of players like Bryce Harper, even go back to like your Chase Utley's, your Jimmy Rollins, like, you just connect with those players because they represent for your team on a day-to-day.
Yes.
There's also something special about these guys with the credit and the props they give the fans.
Yeah.
It's always at the front of all their interviews and stuff. And I don't remember a team being like this with a Philadelphia fan base.
Well, you know why? I just think they're so overwhelmed with gratitude.
Yeah.
I think they have gratitude. I think what you're seeing, and it's really cool because I think that this generation of ball player is more in tune emotionally.
Yeah.
Like they have a higher EQ. Like
They're like JP.
They are.
He's got a higher emotional.
I completely
than we
agree.
do. Yeah.
Because if you go back to the ball player in, say, the 80s, 90s, right? It was more, I got to be cool, right?
Yes.
Like, it was always cool. I'm not reacting to the fans. I'm cool, right? These dudes go, man, what's cool is bonding with all these people.
It's a beautiful
and I
scene.
love that. Absolutely love that.
Dude, their last 28 home games are 25-3.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
In baseball? That makes
that's
no
unheard of.
sense.
That's unheard of.
To your point too, like David Dole talking about, going out there for the first time, getting that standing O out in left field. Like, how many of these players have had those type of stories?
Correct.
Their first experiences in Philadelphia and seeing that type of crowd. It's truly special. Not many markets are like Philadelphia in the way we have that connection with our
story,
athletes.
man. The story of this team and this fan base. It's just it's beautiful. I always talk about sports builds churches, and church.
That's right.
Masses every you want to services.
I'm going to day one.
Right? Yeah. You want to call it services every day. It's down there that their Phillies are in the home. All right, we're going to talk about our own players, our own favorite players. That's going to be the theme of the day.
Okay.
All right, Baldy will join us at 10, and we're going to go over that with Baldy because something tells me that Baldy will have some sort of connection with Willie Mays.
I'm sure. I'm sure he's gone
Without
fishing
a
with
doubt.
them, or
there's like
climbing Mount Everest with them.
But I want to talk about the players because I think the players make sports.
If he pulls out a picture of him running with bulls with Willie Mays, I
Forget
would
about
not
it,
be
man.
surprised.
That's the ultimate Mike
I would
Trout.
not be surprised.
Everybody's got to just go away there. Hey, one quick note. It's already begun with the NBA Finals in the book. Woj talks about a Woj bomb. Pascal Siakam intends to sign a new 4-year, $189.5 million max contract to return to the Pacers.
Son of a...
Now, we thought that would happen.
Yeah.
I saw it coming.
We thought that would happen because Indiana could give him the max. They can pay him more than anybody else. But part of me was still hoping against hope that maybe he was available because pairing Siakam and Embiid,
Cameroonian brothers,
and Maxey would have been a great that I would have loved. But
I mean, if you're in the end, you got to lock them up after an Eastern
no,
Conference Finals
without a doubt.
appearance.
Listen, they're good.
They are good.
It tells you, it shows you even more. Siakam, a terrific ball player in Indiana. Halliburton, he was banged up in that series.
Yeah. I mean, the hope of hopes, I guess, there's rumblings I saw on Twitter that OG may not sign.
Yes.
So I guess that's our last long shot.
They keep lumping
OG or PG?
and they keep lumping us with Miles Bridges. I don't want Miles Bridges.
I know.
I don't punch that-
You know
that
what Friday
lunatic.
is?
Yes, I do.
Friday
Speaking
is
of
the
Bridges.
anniversary, speaking of Bridges, of the Mikal Bridges draft day.
Another great moment in this esteemed franchise history.
So Devon, right, who's obviously Mikal's cousin is Devon, and Mikal's father is Devon's first cousin.
Okay.
So Mikal's dad will be on the show with us.
I love it.
That's going to be fantastic.
that's
Relive that
on
night, see what
Friday.
that night felt like and stuff.
Yeah. I'm fascinated because I know how we all felt as fans and the hometown kid and the whole thing. Like, this is what a story.
Well, didn't his mom or does still work
Yes.
for the Sixers?
Yeah.
Imagine if he's still on the team.
No, he's the missing piece.
Literally.
Oh my
We
gosh.
talk about a wing and how you need a wing. He's totally the missing piece. He's a two-way player. He's the Jaylen Brown that you missed out on, right? Like, he's that kind of player.
And in the last season and a half, he's been like the first option for Brooklyn. So he's had
Right.
experiences putting up some shots.
If you
I
had
don't think
him,
Philadelphia
Maxey, and
needs
Embiid together, oh.
Like, there's no doubt in my
man.
mind that he takes this up, that he's poised to take a leap, right? Into like the way Brunson made the leap. Like, Bridges has that vibe to
sure.
him.
No,
He's
for
a hell of a
sure.
ball player. You want to talk about frustration. Completely frustrating, man. All day long. All right, a couple things. Let's talk about the Parks Casino. All right? Yes, Parks Casino, perfect for your after-work get-togethers, date night, girls' night out. You can sip on tantalizing drinks, soak up the warmer weather. Good vibes right now at Parks Casino. Parks Casino, this is how you win. All right, my casino of choice. Parks Casino now offers an epic $5 happy hour. Great food and drink every Wednesday through Sunday at the Liberty Bell Gastropub. Enjoy $5 drafts of Victory Seasonal, Parks Pills, Ford Stout. Enjoy $5 glasses of Albertoni Cabernet. Enjoy the drink of summer. How about $5 Twisted Tea Frozen Whiskey Arnold Palmer's? Plus, feast on flavor-packed $5 small plates of braised short rib sliders. That's delicious. Hot honey chicken sliders, rotisserie chicken flatbreads, the all-new Parks Casino Epic $5 happy hour happening right now. Summer's here. All roads lead to Parks Casino, the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Parks has 3,200 state-of-the-art slots, 115 live table games, plus a beautiful poker room, a collection of incredible award-winning restaurant. Check out my boy Joe Conklin's comedy act, right? He's got the comedy night, headliner Joe Bartnick on Thursday. They get the best cover bands, that's tomorrow. The best cover bands every weekend at 360 Lounge. Headliners every week, the 1,500-seat Excite Center at Parks Casino. And just announced Tiffany Haddish on September 27th. Tickets for all shows at parkscasino.com. Got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Parks Casino, this is how you win. All right, and now let me tell you about Sleep Healthy and Dr. Andy. Listen, you can hear it in my voice, right? Because I've been in an allergy attack for the last month. And when you have your passageways blocked, you snore, right? You had that snore going on all the time. So bad for you, right? Sleep apnea, it's just terrible for your health. Your heart stops, right? Your interrupted sleep. You never get into that REM sleep where your body heals itself. And that's where Dr. Andy Cohen, Sleep Healthy PA, is just a brilliant guy. Because people think about that CPAP machine, which makes it impossible to sleep. It shoves air down your throat, and it's just clunky, and it's not fun, and it really disrupts. Well, Dr. Andy has a way to get rid of that CPAP and cure your sleep apnea. He uses dental appliances. See, he's a board-certified dentist, and he has contraptions, appliances that fit you, will fit you with it, that will help open your passageways, open up for your air. He also does laser therapy, which is not painful, that can help as well. You got to check him out, all right? Go see Dr. Andy for a consultation. He's going to treat you. He's going to cure your snoring, and you're going to feel so much better. So much, and so many benefits to getting that restful night's sleep. SleepHealthyPA.com. That's SleepHealthyPA.com. And tell Dr. Andy that I sent you. All right, let's get back to the story at hand, which is love of the player. All right, so let's start. I want to start with you, JP. Mm-hmm. And let's start with, since it's Willie Mays, we'll start with baseball. I want to go around to every sport, but really kind of look at the players that you love. So before the show, I was talking to you. Give me your guys, the guys that you love.
Okay.
Like, who do you have?
All right, so here is JP's starting 9 here for baseball. All right, so we're going to start off here at pitcher. You got the late, may he rest in peace, Jose Fernandez. Had a lot of fun watching him in the early 2010s.
Jose Fernandez.
Like that.
That's a bust out one, right?
Yeah.
We got Chucha catcher. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of Phillies in here. Bryce Harper at first, Chase at second, Jimmy Rollins at shortstop, Mike Schmidt at third, the outfield, Ichiro right field. We have Mike Trout in center, Raul Ibanez, and Sammy Sosa. Oh,
All right,
sorry.
one more time.
I'm sorry.
You had, at first you had who?
Bryce.
Okay. Second.
Bryce, Chase, Jimmy, Schmidt, outfield.
So you just went all Phillies.
Yeah, got it.
The only one I would have, the only one I would come at you with,
Okay.
is Ibanez.
Ibanez.
Yeah, that's
That's a little
surviving.
janky.
Like,
a
yeah,
50-50.
Like that would be the only one. Like I say, great players. Listen, you can make a case. Obviously, Bryce would probably might be on my list, right?
We may all
Definitely not great, but you gave me a lot of great memories as a kid.
Did he?
It was I had a lot of
He was
fun.
here for a cup of coffee, no?
Oh.
I mean, like, I love Raul.
He was fun a
like,
couple years
nice
ago.
guy.
Yeah.
Like, also, he was good buddies with Eddie Vedder, who BG hates. But he was a good dude. But I used to like saying Raul.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the best
I'm
part.
talking about great players. Like, this is in honor of Willie Mays.
I got you. I did screw up my outfield, so it wasn't Ichiro. So I'm going Mike Trout, Raul, and Sammy Sosa. That was my. So we got Raul on the left, Trout in center, and Sammy Sosa in right.
All right.
Okay.
A little questionable, VG.
I mean, I got one questionable. What's a homer pick?
I mean, he's Jose Fernandez. I think that's a reach.
Oh, I like that one, man.
It's bust out, but
Yeah,
it's a little bit of a reach.
I'm a fan of that.
I mean, like, it's pitching the same era as Roy Halladay. He went all Phillies in the infield, and he pitched Roy Halladay.
All Phillies.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
Raul Baez.
If you're going to not go all Phillies, Raul's probably the one that kicked to the curb.
I like it. All right, let's go to man in the box.
All
man in
right.
the box, who you got?
Boy.
All right, baseball. Pitching, Roy Halladay.
Okay, good.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Now that's good. All right.
There are no like real order here, no like position, anything. I'm just
Okay.
my favorite players of all time.
All right.
Barry Bonds,
Yes.
Jimmy Rollins,
Okay.
Bryce Harper,
Right.
Albert Pujols,
Yes.
Ryan Howard,
Okay.
Jeter, Buster Posey,
I like that.
and my closer, of course, is the best closer ever, Mariano Rivera.
Yeah. Listen,
You liked him, though?
I like Rivera.
I loathed him
Did
because
you?
he was a Yankee, but I mean, come on, he fantastic.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
respect.
No,
Obviously, he's the greatest
what
ever.
we're doing, just this exercise, is a blend of greatness and favorite.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're looking at the all-time teams. It is partly, but it's the love of greatness. Like Willie Mays transcended for that era of baseball fan, transcended your favorite team. Like we're talking about great players who you love to watch. Like I'll tell you right off the bat, I got some same players that Andrew has.
Yeah.
Like Griffey.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love Griffey.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Griffey got cut off. He's the last minute cut on mine.
You cut Griffey?
Yeah, because you went we were going favorites. So
But it's a blend of favorite and greatness.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm curious about you.
So a lot of these guys I would write to as a kid, and I got back stuff, back in the day.
Dude, you should do that.
Yeah, of course.
I did that
You
too.
write to the stadium,
Yes!
and you come home from school, and you got a letter.
Oh,
Said like,
with the letterhead?
yeah, it said Montreal Expos
Yes.
or whatever. You're like,
Oh, I can't believe you did that.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God. This is why we're kindred spirits. So this is how old we are too. So when we were kids, just imagine this, right? You would write letters and say, listen, I'm a fan of so and this and that. And they would send you back like tchotchkes, like like a magnet, an autographed picture.
Yeah.
Depends.
You'd be like, oh, is it autographed or is it a stamp on there? You'd be
Right,
trying to figure it out.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh my! I can't believe you did that.
Yeah.
I want to try that now.
JP, I wrote to every team
No
and
way.
every sport. I literally my back then like postage was like not expensive, but
5 cents or something.
right?
Yeah.
But like my I remember my father going, what are you doing, man? Like which one of these letters? Like he just didn't have any concept of like what I was doing. I wrote to every team, like the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh, the Gorman Thomas team.
Right.
I got a Brewer on my list.
The Hartford Whalers.
Yeah.
Like
Ah,
I
yeah.
wrote to Quebec Nordiques.
Yep.
Every team in every sport. And like you would get, and VG's right, you couldn't wait to check the mail because you get an envelope and it would have the team logo.
Oh,
and I saved
that's awesome.
I saved the logo. You saved the envelopes?
I don't need.
I
There's
saved
a box
the
somewhere.
envelope.
My
So,
mom's house.
I got all kinds of crap everywhere, right? But there were like these, you call it, you see like the pirate.
Yeah.
Right? Like the Pittsburgh Pirate. You're
You
like,
might get.
"Oh."
Sometimes it'd be like a size of a legal pad because it'd be a photo, a big photo in there. Yeah.
Autograph.
Yeah.
You can make a cool like mural with all those, put them together and like have that framed.
I
That'd
saved,
be
the
really
other thing I
cool.
saved was when I was a sports writer, I just would travel and you get all these credentials. So I have about 2,000 credentials.
Yeah, that's
with my
cool.
name on
Yeah.
from all
Yeah.
different stadiums and events
That's
and
great.
everything.
I would
got
frame
my
all that.
backstage passes.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, that's cool.
cool.
I can't believe you did that, BG.
Yeah.
That is
I'm
so cool.
I'm a dork with like
Love
you.
that, VJ.
Nerd, I'm a nerd. Go ahead.
Oh, my catcher is probably the best. The best letter I got back is Gary Carter.
Yeah.
So
I got a Gary Carter.
I
back
hear
there.
he's kind of a Jo in person to people,
seemed
but
like a nice
he was
guy.
so nice in the
Yeah.
response I got. First base, Willie Stargell.
Willie Stargell. That's a great
Second base is a little janky. It's a homer. Manny Trio. I just love that guy from that run.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah,
That's a Raul pick right
Yeah,
there.
I know.
I mean, you should have done the arm flapping guy. Joe Morgan.
Joe Morgan is crossed out. He's down on my
Yeah.
list. Robin Yount,
Yeah.
shortstop.
He was one of the first taller shortstops,
Yes.
too. Had power.
Left field, Ricky Henderson. Center field, I crossed out Griffey and went Andre Dawson.
Wow.
I liked him back in
The Hawk.
the day. Yeah.
Andre Dawson.
Right field, Tony Gwynn. Pitchers, Carlton. My relief pitcher, Goose Gossage.
Wow. The Goose.
Yeah.
Who's your third baseman, Schmitty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goose.
And your shortstop was Robin Young.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man. I
All
love
right,
that
let's
stuff.
hear it.
All right. So I went Bonds, and I covered Bonds, right? And I remember thinking, like, there's no way. The Mets had a pitcher named Bobby Jones. He was no good. I mean, like, he was one of these middle, like a 3-star, number 3 starter. And Bonds used to torture this guy, right? Like, every time they played, he would hit moon shots.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I just was looking at his play coverage, and this is like as the steroid thing was happening, like I saw him transform. And listen, the steroid's one thing. I don't care what anybody says. He was the best hitter I ever saw.
Oh, yeah. Hands
Best hitter I
down.
ever saw. Juice, no juice, it didn't really matter. Like
Hands
I know
down.
he shouldn't have did it. Everybody else was doing it, but
Yeah.
he was ridiculous. So I had Bonds, Griffey, Trout, and then I got Schmitty, Jeter, Morgan. I put Bryce in there over Pujols because I love Harper. I love him.
Guy does a year and a half at first base, and he's
Yeah, I have in the
kicking
outfield.
Pujols to the curb.
I have in the outfield, but I was like, I love the
at
dude
first.
so much. Piazza.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking about him as well.
Yeah, Piazza was an incredible hitter.
Yeah.
And he was one of us, man. He was literally one of us. And Roger Clemens. I loved Clemens.
He's a beast.
Big fan, big dude.
Yeah.
Just throwing heat, right? Just throwing fire. Did you remember the Sports Illustrated posters?
No.
All right, so they would have these posters like him. Speaking of superheroes, and that's the truth, right?
Yeah.
They were our superheroes. So there was a poster of Clemens, and he's throwing, and then the ball is like in flames.
Really?
Yeah. And like it's one of those,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
They were great.
Yeah.
I had the George Gervin who was sitting on the ice throne.
Yeah, that was the best. I love the ice man.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. All right.
Hey, just real quick, Sean Comp in the chat. He says his father-in-law still writes to players. He sends a picture with a marker and a stamp and like $10, and he often gets it sent back and signed.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool, man.
try it out.
He says he got Bernie Perrant that way, a bunch of players that way.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. All right, we will continue this kind of ode to the players we love, the greatness and the ode to the players we love. This portion of the show brought to you by Bet Park Sportsbook Casino app. Let's get him in here. The brain.
Brain. Red, the brain finder.
Hello, Brain.
Couldn't come in. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Brain. I'm doing well.
I got to tell you something real quick.
Yeah.
You said Bobby Jones. First, I remember Bobby Jones so well, and it's good comp for anyone who doesn't remember Bobby Jones. Remember Joe Blanton?
Yes.
To me, he was their Joe Blanton.
Yes.
The guy comes out like very hittable. I'll bet you. How Baseball Reference has that stat, Anthony? If you ever, I always will mess around on Baseball Reference a lot, and they'll put up like guys similar score. Like they'll put up a player, and they'll give the 10 players most similar.
Yes.
When I hang out with you, I'm going to make a gentleman's bet that Joe Blanton and Bobby Jones are like one of the you put those guys in.
I love it. I think that's fantastic. Oh, you and I matched today. Look at this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Look at that. I'm more of a bright pink.
is he at today? Every day?
Yeah.
Where you at?
In Margate now. I'm in Margate for the rest of the summer. Excited. Beautiful. I love it here. I'm a huge thing down the shore with me. It's like
Barbecue?
Yeah, when you going to invite us down?
you can come anytime you want.
I love it.
I'm not
Joke
joking.
of brain.
Yeah,
You
we
come.
go.
I have news for you. Carson doesn't come anymore, so here you go. You can be here every day.
I got news for
room
you.
and everything.
I would bar Carson from the Margate house after he said that Ben Simmons, we're talking about ode to greatness and favorite players, and he said that Ben Simmons is his favorite player and that Kobe Bryant is overrated.
I don't think Ben Simmons' parents, he's their favorite player. So that lets you know how.
This is bad parenting on Brad.
No, listen.
Come on.
I
You know
know,
he's
I'm
probably
guilty.
you
It's
know
horrible.
he's doing whatever he can. There's no greater sportsman than Brad. He loves sports. He loves players.
It's embarrassing, horrible. Any adjective you want to use. That's why I'm lower than you today, because I feel like a heel.
Listen, he's a good kid, man. God bless him. He's a good kid. We just got to work on him. Made a little tough
Yeah,
love.
that's
You know
why I
what I
sent him to you. I know he'll come out not thinking Ben Simmons is someone that he's wants to back and stay.
Yeah, what do we say? He's a loser.
You say you can't follow a loser, you be a loser?
Yeah. You follow a loser, you'll be a loser.
True.
It's a line from 29th Street, which nobody has saw. No. Danny Aiello as the father. All right, Brain, couple things here. One, how about the oil coming back last night? The oil.
You know, look,
You
Anthony,
said it yesterday, too.
look, it's been impressive. Look, it's been impressive. And then they jumped off to lead that the first goal, that breakaway, like the turnover. It just changes the entire everything. The momentum, the crowds, they're all excited. Okay, it's gonna be our first Stanley Cup ever. And then boom, you're down 1-0. Obviously, that first goal was huge. McDavid. Let me ask you a question, and it was interesting and I haven't seen the odds on Parks. I don't know if you want to bring it up. Odds to win the Conn Smythe. I was thinking about this. Can Connor McDavid win it if Edmonton loses?
Yeah.
I mean, is that a
listen,
good bet where you
he's
basically
been
get a
there.
free roll where if they win, it's done, and if they lose, you're 50-50? Dare I say, or am I not reading this right?
No, because here's the thing. It would have been Bob, right? Bob was arcing that way until he got blitzed
100%.
the last two games, right? So you know it's not going to be
it's gonna
Bob.
get dinged for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Bob's done, unless Bob has some like
Maybe if it's a
50
shutout in game
saves.
6.
Right. So, some ridiculous thing.
So
what do we got?
On Bet Parks, Connor McDavid's minus 182.
Wow, he's
Wow.
a favorite.
Barkov is
Wow.
plus 225.
You know,
He's
he
the
was plus
favorite.
450.
Oh my God.
He was plus 450 before yesterday.
Wow.
So
Plus
think about how that's
450.
changed.
Minus 182, the favorite. And Barkov really hasn't done, he's played okay, but
Bob is
Yeah,
third
exactly.
with plus 600.
yeah, Bob's not good. Wow, he's the favorite. That's crazy.
With Bob, what you can get, again, you're basically saying they win game 6, 3-0, 3-1, 2-1, 1-0. He just has one of those virtuoso performances that he had in game 1, right? That's kind of what you're doing if you take Bob, in my opinion. Because if let's say they win 4-3, 5-3, I don't think he is. I think he probably needs to allow 0 or 1 goals to have a chance.
Yeah.
But
And now,
look, the series itself,
and here's the other thing.
what is the line right now, Anthony, on Parks in game 6? What's Edmonton laying?
What's the line, VG? VG's
Probably
got
slow, like minus 125-ish, minus 130.
Edmonton is minus 125.
minus 125.
Yeah, I was hoping it would come out higher than that. I was hoping it would come out. They really have been saying that Florida's the better team. They've been pricing them about 10 to 15 cents higher versus home versus road splits. I was hoping to be $1.40, and I would have taken Florida plus $1.20, and what I think is probably going to be a 50-50 kind of game. But if it's only take back plus 105, I can't back Florida there. But
Florida's actually plus 102.
Plus
Yeah.
102. Okay, yeah, only plus 102. Not going to be something I'm rooting for Edmonton. I don't like fan bases, Anthony, that don't deserve to win a title. I hate that. It's one of my pet peeves.
Me too.
And, the Florida Panthers, do they deserve to win a title? In my opinion, no, they don't. That fan base, I can't get. That's why I'm so happy Tampa Bay Rays haven't won a World Series. I don't want any fan base that's garbage to win a title.
Yeah, I'm completely. I look at it like that too. It's like a justice. It's the justice of sports. I'm so with you. Hey, real quick, you're almost better off laying the 180 with McDavid, because here's the thing: if they go to a game 7, he's a lock to win it, because he's going to. If they win, he's a lock, right? At minus 180, and they just win the game. He's a lock to win it, because it'll be game 7, and that'll be that. 180 is almost a good price even to lay it.
Yeah. Look, Anthony, again, but it's very interesting. Was the last time it happened, Anthony, Hextall or no? Hextall won it, right? In 1980. If you Google it, I think it was 19 when the Flyers lost Edmonton in game 7. Was it 87? Yeah, 87. I believe Hextall won the Conn Smythe. And I think he may have been the last guy to do it. And if I'm right on that, that was 35 years ago?
Right.
So it's not an easy ask. But
when you look at the rest of the
it's like
field,
how's he not
there's really nobody else.
How's he not going to win it?
2003, Jean-Sébastien Giguère of Anaheim.
Oh, that's
Jiggy
right.
with it.
Yeah.
Great
Remember
one.
that? There was a game Jiggy
Giguère
with
against the
Giguère.
Devils, right?
Philadelphia's own Reggie
J.S.
Leach, 1976.
Wow, Reggie, the rifle against the Canadiens.
Wow, good lookups quickly there. I like it. But yeah, J.S. Giguère. Well, again, but it's interesting. What's interesting about both those cases is you had goalies that played out of their minds. Here's a case where Bob, yes, some really good, but mixed in with some not really good. Probably. Listen, Anthony, I agree with you. Look, I think he wins it minus 180 translates to about 9 out of 14 times. Do you think he wins it 2 out of 3? It probably does.
Yeah. I'm with you. By the way, Brain brought to you by the Bet Park Sportsbook Casino app. At the beach, on the boat, the boardwalk, the lake, the mountain house, your backyard, wherever you are in PA or New Jersey, you can play the Bet Parks online casino and sportsbook app. Your favorite casino games, live dealers. Make your downtime fun time. Live baccarat, live roulette, live blackjack, right on your phone. Hundreds of exciting online slots, Slingo, Fire and Ice, capital gains, fantastic fireworks, live bet sports while you watch the game on the Bet Parks online casino and sportsbook app. Bet the first 3 innings, the first 5 innings, the whole game. More than the score, like player performances for hits, home runs, strikeouts, all the action, excitement from the casino right at your fingertips at home, wherever you are. Safe, simple, easy to use. Bet Parks, the only online casino app that I recommend. Odds, bets, lots, games right in your pocket. In fact, Bet Parks and Play Gun Lake has a great offer for new users. Download the apps right now and get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down the first 24 hours. Casino bonus, got to be wagered. BetParks.com for all the details. Got to be 21, PA, New Jersey. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. So what else we got baseball-wise today? Anything Phillies today?
Michael King did get there for me yesterday in the strikeouts. He had 5 after the first 2 innings, and then he was like I thought he was. I didn't know I was even going to get there. He did get his 6th strikeout, but anyway, that was it. First of all, what a great game yesterday for the Phillies. That was amazing, because it's funny. Their closer Suarez has been, Anthony, this year close to unhittable. Like, I think his ERA was 0.47.
He hadn't blown a save up until last night. He melted. He saw Bryce and he melted. He went back to 2022.
He did. But it's funny. Look, the Phillies, again, it's such a fun. It's just so fun to root for them this year. They've just been so freaking good. Anthony, baseball game I like today. Look, I like a lot of times.
I asked you about Schwarber yesterday, and because of June.
Yes.
And
home run, baby.
One.
Yeah. Did you see his average? Is he up to like 260 now, 258? How much has he raised his average?
A ton, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
You should come up, Anthony, with a list of great free agent signings in Philadelphia history. Like, when you do these lists of like great, Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, they have to be two of the.
We
two
did
of the
this
10 best.
actually on the show last week.
Oh, you
We
did?
talked
No,
about-
I wish I left.
Yeah, we talked about Bryce. Bryce is I think Bryce is number
one?
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
but
can make the
Schwarber-
argument Moses
Schwarber
was a
top 10,
trade.
right?
Moses was a trade, but in reality, it was just compensation that went back. It was really a free agent move. But I think he was the great. Dr. J was free agent. I think you got to go Bryce.
But I'm saying, you agree Kyle Schwarber top 10 probably?
Yes.
Or am I overrating it?
No,
Okay,
I think you're right. No, listen, Schwarber's been amazing. It really is. He becomes, he's the clubhouse heart and soul guy. Yeah, I think for sure. Yeah.
Anthony, look, one thing I love doing in Parks, so you can do this on Parks, which is great. I like taking 5-inning lines a lot. And the reason being, Anthony, look, a lot of times with bullpens, it's really you're delving into the unknown. And as a sports gambler, I like to deal into the known as much and avoid the unknown as much as possible. Kansas City Royals have one of the worst bullpens in Major League Baseball. So today against Oakland A's, they could be winning 4-1, 4-2 going the 8th, 9th inning, and their bullpen gives up a run or two, and I don't win the game or whatnot. But Cole Reagans is right there, is one of the best 5 pitchers in the American League. He's not quite Tariq Skubal, but he's elite. Going against Luis Medina of Oakland, who is I don't even know if he's a 4A pitcher. I can lay a half run on the Park site laying 125. I'm gladly going to do that all day and every day of the week because this is a bet I think comfortably wins 3 out of 5 times. I get an elite pitcher that I feel comfortable will allow Oakland to score 0-1 run. And Kansas City's not a horrible lineup. And again, against Medina, I think they can score 3 or 4 runs. Again, I'll lay a half run. I don't need to lay 2-1. I always scary laying 2-1 in baseball, but I'll lay a half run laying 125. It's a tie. I'll take my medicine, but I've done quite well with these 5-inning bets, and I like Kansas City Royals laying a half run with their best pitcher against Oakland's worst pitcher.
Yeah, no, that makes good sense, especially coming off last night where they get beat.
Well, yeah, exactly. And Kansas City has been playing well. They're, second place still. I think they're tied with Minnesota.
Their lineup is, Bobby Witt is what, I know we don't talk a lot about, because the American League, but he's one of the great players, great young players in this game.
100%. And by the way, Anthony, I agree with you on your take. I like me and you have the exact same era following sports growing up, the exact same. So Barry Bonds, to me, I don't care what anyone. And I know younger viewers who are watching probably Barry, whatever, you don't know. He was the only thing I could compare him to in a different way, but when Shaq was just, he was better than Shaq, but Shaq was the most unguardable. If you didn't see Shaq play, he was the most unguardable.
You know what's funny you say that? So we were talking about the 5, right? So I went through the NBA starting 5. Now, we were talking about players you love, and I'm blending the greatness and players you love. But my 5 is Jordan.
Ben Simmons?
Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Bird. Now, I never was a LeBron fan in the sense of I respected him more than loved him, and I hated Bird. And Shaq. That would be my all-time 5.
So wait, what? Repeating it? Kobe,
MJ, Kobe, LeBron, Bird, Shaq.
Yeah, it's funny. Another guy, and again, I'm glad you said Larry Bird. I think, is it crazy to say that people forget how I don't, but how amazing of a player he was?
Yeah, I must have clicked on something, and I get this on Instagram, and I get this Larry Bird for Larry Bird lovers. I'm thinking to myself, I freaking hate Larry Bird, but I get caught down a rabbit hole on the thing, and he is unbelievable.
Dude, my algorithm in the last 3 days has been all Larry Bird trash talking, and how you have these legends.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh man, Larry Bird was the craziest trash talker, and though he would just tell you exactly what he's doing in your face.
I'm gonna win the game.
I'm gonna run to this corner, bang it off the backboard, and he'd do it right in your face.
Yeah, like that.
What about
people
Magic
don't realize
Johnson?
how great that dude was.
Anthony, I love your list, and it's not even I'm disagreeing with any, but Magic, I don't know where you put him. I just don't know how he's off. I'm not even saying where. I don't know where to put him because again, all those guys you listed.
You put Magic and Kobe, and you make Kobe the 6th man. But You know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's splitting hairs. It's splitting hairs. But
I mean,
that,
the thing about Kobe was
mean,
he was such a tenacious defender and a ridiculous scorer. Like, you know, Magic was the greatest facilitator, point guard, but Kobe, man, I mean, Kobe was.
Google a clip of Kobe Bryant's defense on Dwayne Wade. I don't know if Wade did something to piss him off or what. He guarded Wade full court. There's a clip on it, and Wade couldn't get by him. He like just turned. He couldn't do anything. Kobe's like, "You're not doing anything on me here." He was like, he went like,
no, he was ridiculous.
He couldn't do anything.
I know. Listen, we could do this all day. We're doing it in honor of Willie Mays. We love you, Brain. Thanks, buddy. Great stuff.
All right, brother. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you, buddy. There he is, the Brain. All right, JP, you got to tell us about some stuff. And then the legend himself. I know he has some sort of interaction with Willie Mays. Like, the Baldy has had the greatest interaction with anybody. Like, there was the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. I'll go to 2 degrees of Brian Baldinger. All right? So we'll find out, and we'll go through the love of the NFL with Baldy coming up next. But
Alrighty.
Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about a couple things. Let's first start off with our favorite drink here at the office, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the Olipop. VG's lukewarm Olipop here. Guys, listen, last night for dinner, it was Latin night in my household. Had a little chuletica, a little rice and beans, and we needed the Olipop to go with it because soda always goes with these dishes. So fiance and I decided to grab a couple Olipops. And obviously, you guys know my love for the cream soda. My fiance loves the orange squeeze. We were enjoying our dinner with the Olipop, and you guys can do the same thing here too. Why do we love Olipop, guys? You guys always hear us talking about it, but here's the real reason why. Listen, we're still kids, right? In the office, we're still kids. We're grown-ups who still act like kids. We still love soda, but we're trying to take care of our health. And that's where Olipop comes into play. Because it's the first functional soda with that classic soda taste. It has the benefits of plant-based fiber, prebiotics, and other botanical ingredients that supports that gut health. Olipop only has 2 to 5 grams of sugar with 9 grams of fiber. You cannot beat that right there, guys. And of course, you can find this in over 30,000 different retailers, including our favorite Wawa. But hey, you can also find this at Target, Sprouts, Wegmans, ShopRite, and GoPuff. I found mine at Wegmans. You guys can find it at any of the ones that I just mentioned there as well. But as always, we got you hooked up with that promo code because if you guys go on drinkolipop.com or on Amazon, use that promo code PHLY20 and you'll get 20% off your next Olipop order. However, keep this in mind, this discount only applies to one-time orders, not subscription orders. And of course, like I mentioned, you can find this at drinkolipop.com. So for your next dinner, consider Olipop. And while we're at it, guys, we're talking about gut health. Let's talk about health of your pockets, ladies and gentlemen, because we're talking about TrueMark Financial. All right, you've heard my horror stories with banking. Listen, the stories are still out there, okay? And that's why you want to make sure that when you're talking about what bank you use for your personal usage, you want to get something, you want something that you can trust. And I promise you, TrueMark is something that you can trust. And when you join a credit union like TrueMark Financial, you become a part owner, which means profits are coming right back to you instead of going to their shareholders. Better rates, lower fees, a better return on savings, and more flexible options with all the same digital tools that your bank can offer you as well. And the best part about it, we love local, all right? And TrueMark is located here locally in Fort Washington. They have 24 branches in the area as well. And becoming a member of a credit union has so many benefits over becoming a customer at a bank. Guys, this is an absolute no-brainer. So here's what you got to do. Head on over to TrueMark.com/PHLY to learn more, or like I mentioned, 24 branches in the area. You can head on over to one of those branches and you can get your information directly from the source. That's TrueMark.com/PHLY. Federally insured by the NCUA, and thank you to our friends over at TrueMark, cuz.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's 10 o'clock across the Delaware Valley. We're brought to you by Rite Aid. That's it, Rite Aid. Get all your favorite goods, all your vaccines, anything you need. Advice from the pharmacist, Rite Aid. Now joining us, there's only one, Baldy. Baldy.
Hey.
This is open.
Where's the open?
We lost the opening.
Baldy needs his open.
We lost the
doing
opening.
back there?
Baldy,
What do you mean
Baldy.
we lost his open?
It's not on here. I can't find it.
Let's talk some football.
Oh,
Hey,
Baldy.
Who's messing With
It
the
was on here the other
computer.
day. It was on here the other day. It's not here.
Hey, cuz, where's the fine jar? That's a $5 fine for sure.
Pony up, kid. $5.
I'll put it in. That's my bad.
What in the world? You don't cold open a legend?
Especially in the
That's
day
one
we're
of the
talking
greatest
greatness.
opens of all time. It precedes me every time I come on.
Sorry, Baldy. I apologize for that.
I'm going to go. I'm going to lose. You better run after the show's over.
I'm going to.
All right?
Yeah.
Because you are in some major trouble, Frazier.
Have Andrew drop down and do 20 right now.
Yeah. Do it. 20.
All right, I'll do it.
In the middle of the thing. JP, film it. All right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, unfortunately, that is a huge mistake. But we have the man himself. So I was saying this. There's no way that you don't have a Willie Mays story.
Well, you're right. And I have an unbelievable story. I actually told to my girlfriend last night. And I don't know, like, my one buddy's going to get upset if I tell the story, but I'm going to tell the story. So I played football, college football, with Larry Doby Jr. His father, Larry Doby Sr., first black player in the American League. All right. And so I was best friends with Larry, still best friends with Larry. So in 1984, it's the summer. It's like this time. It's like, we're getting ready to go to camp. We got a month off. Larry calls and says, hey, I'm taking the Yankees Old Timers Day today. My dad is playing. So I want you to come to the game with me. So no, he lived in Montclair, New Jersey. I drive up to Montclair. We go across the bridge. We go to Yankee Stadium. So back then, Yankee Old Timers Day was 2 innings. All right. It preceded the game that day, Sunday afternoon. So there's Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, Larry Doby. I mean, you name it, they're out there, right? So anyways, they play their 2 innings. And so, these guys are older. They just want these guys to be unbothered, come back to the clubhouse, change, get out of there, no media. Except they allowed family to go back there. So Larry says, come on, let's go back and talk to Pops. So we get taken in. Now I'm 1984. I'm playing for the Cowboys. I'm in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
So Larry Doby Sr. is sitting there in front of his locker talking to Willie Mays. So Willie Mays sees me, and he looks at me, and he goes, yo, I used to look like you when I was young. I know what that's all about. He's paid me these compliments. So I start talking to Willie, saying, hey, hey, kid, we all practiced the basket catch, when we were kids. Like, we all played 500. We all played baseball. We all try to emulate. Anyways, I'm giving him all the platitudes, right? So he says to me, he goes, it's a hot day in July now. It's 95. So he says to me, he goes, hey, Brian, you like to drink beer? I go, yeah, of course. He goes, right behind me, we've got, all the Coors Light on tap. You can drink. We got all those bottled beers over there. We got all those canned beers. He goes, I'll make a deal with you. You can drink all the beer you want on this hot day if you'll do me a favor. I said, yeah, of course, Mr. Mays, I'll do you a favor. He goes, well, they've asked me to sign these 100 baseballs, but I got a tee time I really want to get to. How about if I sign the first baseball for you and you sign the other 99 baseballs for me? So I said, wow. You got it. I signed 99 Willie Mays baseballs. I think I could still do the imitation autograph of his autograph.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's my Willie Mays story right there.
So wait, you sat there. Did you practice the Willie Mays? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he signed the baseball, so I got the pen. It was like practicing on paper, Plus, this didn't happen immediately. It happened probably, after he showered, got out of there.
Right.
Probably like 20 minutes later. So, him and Larry were cutting it up back and forth the way old timers cut it up. I'll never forget. Larry Doby's like in the mirror and he's combing his hair, right? And Willie says to Larry, he says, you have that, what did he say? He said, you got that flyaway hair. And Larry said, what flyaway hair? He goes, yeah, it's just flying away. He goes, tearaway hair, something, whatever. just jokes back and forth, man. It was fun. A lot of fun.
Dude, like that, I knew it. I knew you would have a Willie Mays story. That is incredible.
In fact, I'm watching a hockey game last night, and I see across the crawl, Willie Mays, 93 years old, passes away. Immediately hit up Larry Doby. Immediately hit Larry up and go, man, it's a sad day for all of us baseball fans, Larry. Like all of us, like it all hit us. We all have, Willie Mays, Roberto Clemente, Hank Aaron, these were guys we all grew up with.
Yeah, like you explain to this the catch, right? Like that over the shoulder basket catch. Like he was known for this, that incredible, the greatest catch of all time, right?
Well, my first baseball game I ever went to, I'm from Pittsburgh. So my cousin, we're back visiting. I'm like 10 years old, 11 years old. And the game is the Pirates and the Giants. Juan Marichal against Steve Blass. Like it's a Saturday afternoon. It's the marquee pitchers. The Bucks are loaded. Willie Stargell, Rennie Stennett, Hebner. You go through the whole lineup, right? So, but the Giants, have they've got Orlando Cepeda. They've got Willie Mays. They're loaded too. And Willie Mays, it's Clemente and Mays. We're sitting out there in $99.99, seats out in center field. And Willie Mays makes one of those basket catches, like over his shoulder, going to the warning path. And I'm looking at my cousin going, I've been practicing that catch for 5 years, man. I got to see the real guy do it himself.
What's nuts is that, what a great gift that is. And, here you are and you make football, your career. And the basket catch is like a receiver catch.
Yeah.
You think about the parallels between playing, and I just saw this from somewhere about how NFL coaches, they love baseball players. Like Deshaun Jackson was a center fielder, and they love those receivers because the way they track a ball, and especially that basket catch was like a receiver.
Well, you're right. In fact, Richard Sherman and Deshaun, they played together, and it was Deshaun's dad. They both their fathers coached the team. And so they were in Compton there, right in L.A. They played baseball. But I used to say this all the time, cuz I could tell almost immediately defensive backs who played baseball, those who did and those who didn't. Because we all played 500, we all played, we all played baseball growing up, and we all, we reacted to the ball off the bat. We just started, going in the direction. We all could track a ball, and I see so many kids obviously don't, it's not the most popular sport anymore. Kids don't play baseball, and they don't get that kind of practice at tracking the ball. Not just that, but you see guys like Randy Moss, they always had late hands. They wouldn't, if you were playing man-to-man coverage on a Randy Moss, you never knew where the ball was because they never ran with their hands out there. Their hands just, Chris Carter, Randy Moss, these guys, they would just put their hands out there late and not give any defensive back any kind of a tip that they were tracking the ball at that time.
Yeah, that's brilliant. You mentioned something that's awesome. Played 500. 500 is a game. No, have you ever heard JP of 500? Okay, I didn't think so. 500, you know it, VG. 500 is you would be in the outfield and you would try to catch the ball. There would be a bunch of kids and you're trying to catch the ball first before anybody. Yeah. That's a great game. I love that game, Baldy.
No, you just taking wax, with the ball in the bat, and you've got 6 kids out there, and we're all fighting for the ball. You get your 100 points for the catch or whatever. And if it was a ground ball, it's 50, whatever. Yeah. And the first one to 500, we would win. And so it was, I don't know how many. We played it all the time. So it's just inbred.
It's the greatest, dude. I can't believe you bring that up. I love that game. That was such a
childhood games. It's one of those childhood games that we all probably played, and probably a game that nobody plays anymore.
No, in basketball, you probably played roughhouse.
We played roughhouse. We played make it, take it. We played horse. I mean, we played every one of those games.
Did you play taps? Like they make it take it
Yeah,
taps.
yeah.
Yeah. I love all those games. They were the best. Like and that's the thing today, because everything with kids is so structured. Like it's practice and games, right? They don't. How
about flipping the baseball cards?
Oh yeah.
Flipping the baseball cards. Like we're all trading cards like every day, playing marbles. Like just like we were always. I don't know. We were always just entertained.
So you're going to love the theme of this show because it's right up your alley. The theme of the show today is the players that we love. Off of Willie Mays passing, the great players and the players we love, because ultimately we love the game, but we love the great players who have played it. And the NFL learned this lesson way back when you played during the strike. They tried replacement players.
1987.
And people didn't watch it. They hated it because we love players. And that was the great lesson to the NFL, that you just can't put regular dudes in Dallas Cowboy or Philadelphia Eagle jerseys and get people to watch it.
Well, Buddy Ryan, to his credit, wouldn't coach him. Buddy Ryan won't, I don't have Reggie and I don't have Jerome and I don't have, Seth, I'm not coaching these guys. I'm coaching professional players. I'm not coaching these guys that I cut 2 months ago,
Where were you at that time?
I was in Dallas, and we were a right to work state, the state of Texas. So we weren't union driven the way Philadelphia was. So we had a lot of our players cross the picket line. Like I'd never crossed. Like I just wasn't going to do it. To me, it was about a team game. Like there were some star players that crossed for us. They came to Philadelphia during that strike. One of the games, there was 3 games we played in '87. One of those 3 games was the Eagles or the Cowboys visiting the Eagles. And I remember what happened, but it was just an ugly time, really ugly time in the NFL and the league. I think you're right. I think they learned a harsh lesson about this is a star-driven league. We're not putting guys in professional uniforms that aren't pros.
Yeah, it was something that it showed you how we love our players, right? And the love of the player is at the core. Sometimes I think as fans we lose our way, right? Like we get caught up in nonsense and hate and narratives and all this other stuff. But when you get down to the purity of the love of the player is where it all begins, right? It begins as young fans and athletes like you talking about Willie Mays and, being at the game with your brother and watching, him play baseball. Like that to me is at the core of our love of sports.
Well, my first player that I fell in love with was Johnny Unitas.
Wow,
so
Johnny,
I remember, Johnny Unitas is, he's obviously a legend. But, I was a Colt fan and I was a Johnny Unitas fan. And I'll never forget, literally sitting in front of the TV on a Sunday afternoon and the Colts lost a playoff game. And I remember crying. I was probably 8 or 9. I remember crying watching Johnny Unitas lose. Now, I don't know if kids do that anymore. I know they have their fans and they have, they get attached. But, and it might be because of fantasy, but different things. But that hurt me. Like my favorite player lost. And it just stuck with me, Johnny Unitas isn't supposed to lose. He's Johnny Unitas. He doesn't lose games.
No, I remember Julius Erving. I crying when the doctor lost and being upset, like, oh my God. And literally being in tears as a 10-year-old, right? And, the Sixers lose to the Lakers and Magic jump center. And I remember crying, like they lost the game. Like, are you kidding me?
Well, if we're celebrating, the stars of the game, I will never forget my senior year in high school. I'm playing Massapequa High School. And we're playing in a Long Island semifinal basketball game. And we're playing this game at the Nassau Coliseum.
Wow.
Uniondale, Long Island, right? So we're playing in a big house. We probably have 12,000 people in there. Well, the Nets actually played a real game before us. So Julius Erving, Al Skinner, like I go through the roster. So anyways, we walk into the Nassau Coliseum. The Nets had just got done playing. I'll never forget this visual. If we had cameras back then, I would have this as my screenshot. So we're walking down in the bowels of the Nassau Coliseum to the locker room. And who walks out of the locker room but Dr. J and Al Skinner? Now, Dr. J had an afro back then when he played with the Nets that was out to here. And all you saw was the afro. Like, you know exactly who it was. But we all just stopped and froze when we saw the doctor walking out of that Coliseum, out of that locker room that day. Like it was like it froze you in your tracks.
I can only imagine. I mean, like, you talk about bigger than life. Like, you're playing a high school basketball. And I was explaining to the guys that, like, I was never a superhero guy. Like, I didn't care about whatever, Superman, Batman. That athletes were my superheroes. I think it's kind of the same with you.
Oh, no doubt. I remember, like, we would sneak into the Nassau Coliseum when the Nets were playing there. We would, like, they didn't have security at every door. So we'd wait for somebody to come out, and then we would run in, right? So we'd go into – so I get in there early, like, when the Nets would be playing, like, the Nuggets. So there'd be David Thompson on one side and Dr. J on the other. And they would have to do these dunk contests, literally, before the game in warm-ups. And, the doctor is doing these windmills. David Thompson is basically hitting his head on the rim. And we were just kids sneaking in there, like 15, 16 years old. And we're just watching this going, I can't wait to the day I can dunk and I can do something like this. Like, it was just, like, it was worth, the hour hitchhike to get to the Coliseum just to watch the pregame.
That's incredible. David Thompson. There was a picture I will never forget in Sports Illustrated.
North Carolina State.
Yeah, like where he was, like you said, hitting his head on the rim. He did a 360, and you see him, his hands backwards. He's facing the other away from the rim, and his hands were clutching the rim after he just dunked a 360.
Yeah, we it was just unimaginable that somebody could have a 48-inch vertical leap.
Yeah,
like, it's just unimaginable. Like, that's when you started, like, paying attention to this kind of stuff. Like, people that had hops and vertical jump and, hitting their head on the rim. It was just like, it was like folklore. Did it really happen? Could it really jump that high? Because there wasn't any highlights to really watch it, like there are now. So you just heard about it. And then you went down and tried to emulate it the best you could.
All right, let's play this game. All right, there's no right answers. There's no right or wrong answers. It's just your love, all right? And let's just go football. And I'm going to go position by position. And you just give me the blend of you guys you love and their greatness. And it could be from today to when you were a kid, all right? So let's go quarterback. You say Johnny U?
Well, I'll just say I had two favorites. It was Unitas and Staubach. Staubach was my first autograph I ever got. My dad got it for me. Went to Naval Academy, so I had a Staubach autograph when I was probably 11. But Johnny Unitas was the first football love, first quarterback.
Running back.
I probably would have to say I played with Eric Dickerson. He's the greatest, probably the greatest football player, natural football player I ever saw. It was just way too easy. I have to say Eric Dickerson.
Tight end.
I mean, I'm going to go back to the era. I'm going to go John Mackey.
John Mackey. Wow. Okay. Give me tackle.
I'd probably say Munoz. Anthony Munoz was, when I was coming through college, he was a couple years in front of me, and he went to Cincinnati. He was he's still the gold standard at that position.
How about guard?
Offensive guard, I'll probably have to say I don't know. Probably tough to say.
I'll say Baldy for mine.
Okay, you could do that. I'll probably say Larry Allen was the greatest guard I ever saw.
Center.
Well, I grew up for 5 years in Minnesota, and I was a vendor at Metropolitan Stadium. So Mick Tingelhoff was the center for the Vikings.
That's a great name. Mick Tingelhoff.
I mean,
that's awesome.
I'll probably go just because of my age and the effect the Vikings had. Joe Kapp was the quarterback. Probably say Mick Tingelhoff.
The Meatlocker brought to you by ButcherBox. ButcherBox.com. Get the meats delivered right to your door. Receiver.
There's a lot, but I don't know. Like I thought Paul Warfield was like,
oh wow,
he was like a legend.
Yeah,
like he was a legend that probably people don't talk enough about. I mean, obviously there's Randy Moss, there's some of the greatest, Jerry Rice, but like Paul Warfield was just in that golden era of the 70s where, you went across the middle, you got your head just handed to you, and Paul Warfield did it so gracefully for so long in Cleveland. I'll just say Warfield.
Defensive tackle.
Well, I played against Randy White every day. So I wouldn't have never made the NFL if I didn't practice against Randy White, the manster, the half man, half monster, and what he did for me to make me a better player.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Half man, half monster. Defensive end.
I'll never forget my rookie year. We went on strike in 1982. So the first 2 games I didn't play in, but we would go on strike for 9 weeks. We come back. Our first game is on Monday night against Houston. So we're playing in the Astrodome. And they had like Louis Kelcher, playing nose tackle. I mean, I'm 265 pounds. Louis Kelcher is 340 after being out of football for 9 weeks. He's just this big, his head doesn't fit in his helmet. And I remember on the second play of the game, our center, Tom Rafferty, got concussed. So I'm the backup center. So they're like, you're in. So I go in there, this TV timeout. They're taking Rafferty off the field. I remember our Pro Bowl left tackle looks down at me, and he could tell, I'm kind of wide-eyed, nervous. I'm a rookie. And Pat Donovan, the left tackle, says, hey, you practice against the Manster every day. This is going to be nothing. Like, nothing. He was kind of right. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Wow, the Manster. All right, how about defensive end?
You got to say Reggie. There's nobody like Reggie. To this day, there's nobody
that
ever played a position that was like Reggie before Reggie, and there's nobody like Reggie after Reggie. Nobody. Nobody had that size, speed, and power, and just the ability just to physically dominate big people, to throw Stan Brock at 320 pounds or Tootie Robbins at 360 pounds and just throw them off the screen. Nobody's ever been able to do that.
Linebacker.
LT. LT is the greatest linebacker ever. Yeah.
Safety.
It'd be hard to say anybody but Ronnie Lott.
Yes. How about that, BG? Ronnie Lott. Corner.
I'd say it'd be hard. It'd be hard for anybody to ever be better than Rod Woodson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rod Woodson, I think he was safety at the end when he went to Baltimore. But
Yeah.
Rod Woodson, to this day, is maybe one of the nicest guys you ever meet.
Yeah, he's
I've
a gem.
never had a conversation with Rod Woodson where I didn't learn something about the game of football. Even to this day.
That's fabulous. That's fantastic. I got to tell you, I love these exercises, going back and just hearing, the love of the game. It always goes back to the player. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, before we get out of here, the premonition. Tell me about the premonition, the poolside premonition, where you go deep and down in the water and come up with a thought.
Well, like I'm coming back from this, this tricep surgery. So my arm's getting better. So, swimming is a big part of, the recovery. So it's getting better. So I was in a pool the other day, and when you swim, it's sort of meditative. Swimming's always, I've been swimming since I was 6. So I've always been a long distance swimmer my whole life. So you get in the water and you start swimming, your mind just starts wandering. It could be about anything. But the other day I'm swimming, and you're just trying to take your mind off the exercise, whatever. And I'm thinking, what team is out there that is sort of under the radar? Everybody always wants to know who's the team that could do what Houston did last year. And like I have a lot of respect for Shane Steichen as a coach. Like I think Shane Steichen is a really very talented offensive coordinator. And I think he's got the right makeup to be a good coach. And I just think Anthony Richardson is a star. He's going to be a star in this league. Like, I don't know if he's going to be Lamar the star, but I think he's going to be a star. He's a great guy. He's really into the game. And I just look at this team, and I go, they beat Houston last year with them. They actually whipped Houston with Anthony Richardson. And Jonathan Taylor is back. Last year he was in a contract dispute. He didn't even want to be there. He's an elite runner. The offense line returns intact. Just stuff. I go, this division has gotten a lot better. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence has got a big contract. It felt like it just hit me. Like maybe the Colts are a team that nobody's paying attention to. That's what hit me in that premonition.
I like it. I like the premonition, the horseshoe. It's funny, Richardson, when he was at Florida, you loved this. I kept waiting for him to blossom. He never really got. He had like he made a couple incredible plays, had a couple great games, but he was very, up and down in college. Yeah. And before he got hurt, he was playing some great football, man.
Well, he played. He got hurt in the second game. He got concussed or whatever. He got hurt and didn't miss the rest of the season in his 4th game. But you watch him play, and we're talking about a guy at 6'4", 245 pounds that runs a 4.4. I mean, we've never seen anybody like this. But what surprised me was how accurate he was with the ball, and different type of throws, and how they were building the offense around him. And I saw Shane Steichen like weeks later after he went on injured reserve, and I just said, what was I seeing, Coach? Like, am I seeing a guy that can do this at a very high, consistent level, or is this just like a small sample that maybe I got fooled? He goes, no, this guy can do it at a high level.
That's interesting.
So I don't think he was just saying that. I don't think he was just giving them platitudes. Like, I think this guy has a chance, even though he's had very limited playing, experience. I think this guy has a chance.
I love it. Great stuff as always, and you, of course, never disappoint. Willie Mays story, spectacular. There's someone out here right now on their shelf has a Willie Mays signed baseball that
Baldy keep that
signed.
I don't want too many people to know that, but yeah. So, for you, cuz I'll tell the story.
It's fabulous. I love you, brother. You're the greatest. Yeah. All right, see you soon, pal.
You got it, cuz. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, buddy. All the best.
The great Baldy. He's the greatest, man. He's absolutely fantastic. How about he had a story? I told you he'd have a story.
Does he ever go on eBay just to check it out and see if Willie Mays balls out there he can recognize? Like, that's mine. That's mine.
I mean, that's just fabulous. I mean, it's just incredible. And you can see, like, back in the day, those guys did that all the time. The clubhouse guys would sign the baseballs because you'd say, especially these old timer games. And all they want to do is go out and golf, right? They're going to sign 1,000 baseballs. After a while, your hand gets cramps up, and they're like, sign this, I'll give you this. See all the beer over there? You can have all the beer you want. That's incredible.
Was this pre-broken pinky for Baldy?
Who knows? I mean, you can see him like sign it with the pinky out. Right.
Randy White, I hated that guy.
I know. The manster. Hated Randy White. Yeah. That was cowboy. Hate the cowboy.
Yeah, he was one of the early guys who like half shirted a little bit. Had his belly hanging out, his hairy belly.
Yeah. He was a monster, that guy. Oh, God forbid. All right, we'll come back with the clubhouse coming up next. First, let me tell you about Primo's. Yes, Primo Hoagies. Hot. We're in the middle of a heat wave. It's going to be hot all summer, but, I think the heat wave's going to last all summer long. You don't want to cook when it's hot. The last thing you feel like doing is cooking. Perfect, nice, cool hoagie, right? Perfect summer sandwich is the hoagie, made with the finest Thuman meats and cheeses, piled high on that seeded roll, baked fresh in store every couple of hours. You just can't beat the Primo hoagie, man. Are you kidding me? You'll absolutely love it. We all love the different concoctions. Who likes the Italian, the turkey, the ham? Maybe you want meatball sandwich. Maybe you want the chicken cutlet sandwich. Maybe you want the old world sandwiches. They have it all, right? And it's all made with love. That's the thing about Primo hoagies. They're always made with love. Primo's committed to crafting sandwiches that sets the standard for excellence. Become a Primo Rewards member every Wednesday. All right, you get $2 off Primo size hoagie. Just become a rewards member. It's perfect, and you get $2 off every Wednesday. So listen, here's the deal: go to primohoagies.com tonight. That'll be dinner for you or the family. You'll say what I always say: it's not just a hoagie. It's a Primo.
Absolutely love, because listen, we love our Primo's hoagies, right? And so, guys, you've ever had that situation where you had your hoagies, you're outside, you need napkins, you need paper plates, you need cups for the drink? Well, guys, make sure you keep in mind Rite Aid this summer, right? Because when you are missing some of those things, Rite Aid is not just your spot for pharmacies. Your pharmacy needs your medicine, all that, but you can also get some of your outdoor supplies like paper plates, napkins, cups, all that good stuff. This is your spot here all summer long, all right? And with a My Pharmacy account at Rite Aid, you can refill your prescription, schedule a vaccine, get personalized care recommendations, sign up for prescription notifications. All you need to get started is a prescription at Rite Aid. Get started at riteaid.com/mypharmacy. Stop stressing about your prescriptions. Let Rite Aid refill them automatically. Enroll in automated courtesy refills. It's free, easy, and most prescriptions qualify. Talk with your Rite Aid pharmacist or sign up through your My Pharmacy account at riteaid.com. Restrictions may apply. Get your prescriptions at the same time with one-trip refills. Ask your pharmacist to sync your medications so you can pick them up in one visit. You can sync with other family members as well. Just ask your local Rite Aid pharmacist to get started. Again, restrictions may apply. Manage prescriptions with the Rite Aid mobile app. Transfer or refill your prescriptions. Set up medication reminders. Enroll in prescription notifications. Download from Apple Store or Google Play, wherever you get your apps. You can download the My Rite Aid right now. Transfer your prescriptions to Rite Aid today. Go to riteaid.com/transfer. Rite Aid, a caring pharmacist, ready to answer your questions and help you stay healthy. Get your prescriptions along with anything at Rite Aid you may need, including over-the-counter medications, household products, cosmetics, and much more. Just ask your pharmacy team for details. Again, restrictions may apply. And thank you to our friends over at Rite Aid.
All right, JP. Thanks, buddy. All right, a lot of fun. It's time for the Clubhouse. Always fun in the Clubhouse. And the star of the Clubhouse is always VG's Nugs. And this portion of the program is brought to you by TrueMark Financial Credit Union. Go to TrueMark.com/PHLY to find out the credit union difference. All right, VG, give me some good nugs.
We'll take some nugs. Right off the start, Phillies postseason odds. Playoffs is 99.5%. It was down. It was 100% last week. World Series odds, 13%.
13. What does that translate for odds?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't need brain for that, but I thought that was a little low. To win the World Series, 13%.
Yeah, that's low.
People love the Dodgers and Yankees.
How about the Yankees getting Garrett Cole back today? You got to be kidding me.
The Judge thing. What happened?
He escaped.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
He's fine. Yeah. They escaped. They dodged a bullet, but they get Garrett, the best team in baseball
It
right
looks
now.
similar
They get
to
Garrett
Mookies,
Cole.
though.
Has been terrific. Like Gil
Yes.
has been. They've been really good.
Aaron Judge getting hit by the ball looks similar to Mookie's, though.
Yeah,
did.
he was. Everything came back negatively.
Just has a tougher hand.
Yeah, no, Aaron Judge is a beast. I'll give him.
Mookie's got a weak hand.
He's a monster. He's a monster.
Yes, he is.
He's a monster.
He's a giant. Yeah.
Well, by the way, Cash for the Ghost in the comment section, referencing the Baldy intro not coming on, said Baldy might have to bring out the Manning punishment belt.
Number 8. Thank you, Casper. You're always on point.
It was a technical difficulty. My apologies.
Well, what's technical difficulty? What do you mean it's not there?
technical
wasn't there. It just
difficulty.
How could he not
it
be there?
vanished. It vanished. I have it back up though. I was going to play it at the end, but I didn't. I didn't want to
just
interrupt.
suddenly popped up.
I got to tell you.
Yeah. It wasn't
Did he
there.
do this? He didn't do the push-ups yet. Oh, after the show, you're doing 20. Baldy said do 20, and you'll film it.
With
so we can
Carson
send it to
sitting on his back.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carson needs to do 20 just for being Carson. You're doing 22 for that bad Ben Simmons tape.
No, make him do 25.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah, there you go.
Both of them, dude. You're doing 25. 20's too light.
Oh, come on.
Nah, come on, what? You don't have you don't have his intro. It's Baldy.
I know. I feel bad about that.
Yeah, you should. That's why you got to do 25.
Gotta get ready for football, Andrew.
I know.
Anthony's doing it right now.
He's probably done 100 by now.
Yeah.
This hour.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Right.
there's the great catch that everyone knows of Willie Mays, but I saw another one floating around where he's against the wall, jumping and making a grab, and he is so high.
Oh,
That
my
is
God.
incredible.
His vertical, and he's not even. If you look at that picture, he's not even looking up at the ball. He's just looking
not.
downfield. I don't know how he gauged the trajectory and grabbed it.
Is this like the 50s?
Look at that. That's outrageous. And now think about this. He doesn't have great cleats. Like Robin Day cleats. Like he's not wearing cinder block cleats.
What's he jumping into? Like a metal wall or something?
Exactly.
There's no padding.
There's no padding.
There's like a garage right below it.
That metal gate's got to be at least 8 feet. You know what I mean?
Yes,
He's
yes.
at least another foot and a half over that. So, like, that's a 10-foot
What
jump.
a picture that is. That's ridiculous.
He had 10 gold gloves or 12 gold gloves, 24-time All-Star. Like 24-time All-Star.
That's
crazy.
unbelievable. Like when you think about those stats and numbers, like stuff that will never be done.
Never.
12 times he wins Gold Glove.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Like think about center field and how important center field is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we never played him, but it was like a myth, like legendary. It was like Babe Ruth.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Willie Mays.
Yeah.
We talk about resurgence of baseball. Some data came out about the attendance this weekend all across baseball, and it was the best weekend since 2008.
Nice.
So 16 years, people are coming out to the ballpark.
Okay, so and this goes back to I got a beef with somebody on comment in one of our comments who was saying, well, laughing my ass off with these takes about baseball renaissance. The Phillies are good again. The Phillies have been good for 3 years.
Yeah.
No,
right?
this is
And I was
league-wide.
talking about across Major League Baseball.
Yes.
Right away, you want to be snarky and be a JO. In reality, just look at there is a renaissance.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Attendance has been up. Ratings have been up. You just now cemented.
ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, I think I read, is up 16% this year, which is significant in 1 year.
People
No, it's
are
popular
loving
this
the
year.
game,
Yeah.
man. They're loving the game. And by the way, the kids thing, now it's different than it was 20 years ago because of the travel baseball. But kids are playing baseball. Like, and I don't know if I'm just in the middle of it, but Little League, they're playing ball.
They are. They are.
A lot of kids are playing ball.
I think that's with the parents because they're afraid of having their with the CTE and all that stuff coming out, concussion stuff. It's a good sport where you can be safe and play.
But
you
why
know?
now? Because like in the 2010s,
Because-
it was declining.
Well, because there's more of awareness to concussions and
Well,
like
I'm saying
what
like the
they affect.
popularity of baseball, especially with kids, because I do see kids not only playing it but having interest in the sport more than in the last.
I think
decade.
the rule changes have been
the shot, like the pitch clock,
the
and stuff
pitch
like that.
clock, the no shift. I think it's all helped make the game more exciting.
Soccer ate into it.
What's
It
that?
ate into participation.
Yeah.
Soccer, both football and baseball, it ate into because soccer people, there's spring leagues, obviously in the fall. So I think a lot of soccer stuff ate into baseball.
Well, my take before the season was I thought soccer at one point could take over baseball, but the way baseball's going now, baseball's strong at number 3. And I think another thing too is I think
Number
the
3, I think the NBA
popularity
is
in
better?
America, yeah, NBA and NFL, I would put over the MLB. And I think another thing too, cause is I think there's the star players. Like we have right now a bunch of good young star players that are marketable, and I don't think we really had that in the 2010s.
Yeah, soccer can't overtake baseball because
No,
well, at least in participation it can, but not as far as watching it or fandom or anything.
yeah.
Because the MLS isn't any good in that sense. It's not as good as it's more of a minor league compared to the European game.
as of right now.
I would almost argue that the NBA is going to be taken over, if not already, by the MLB.
I think the NBA's popularity
I think baseball is a bigger sport in America than basketball.
Yeah.
I do.
I think NBA is also
I think
bigger
we
I kind of
worldwide.
vacillate back and forth. You go NBA?
I do NBA just because the inner city community is more basketball. It's just more accessible to everybody. And the kids I work with,
Young
I mean,
people
they
love
play
basketball. Yeah,
but
young
they don't
people-
they don't watch any baseball games. Kids like under 12 that I work with.
I mean, I look at it the worldwide thing. I mean, obviously, like, you know, a lot of parts of Asia, NBA is really big. Like, even now.
We're just talking about this country.
Oh, this is this country? Yeah. Well, yeah, in this country, I mean, it's NBA is definitely, I think it's over the MLB.
I think it's a good like argument because I think here we're so used to like the Sixers and we're a big basketball town. So for here it applies, but I don't know. I feel like baseball, especially recently with the Phillies like resurgence and stuff like that.
In Philadelphia,
It's basketball number two. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Phillies are two.
Yeah.
Oh, you say Phillies are two here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, easy.
I've had this argument with someone else, and they said that the Sixers are two and that the Phillies are three.
Phillies are two.
Yeah, that person doesn't
What
know
if
what
the
they're talking
Sixers
about.
didn't give us as much heartbreak? Would they still
No,
be?
Phillies are two.
Okay.
Right? I mean, listen, when they're good, it's a bigger fan base.
The Phillies, you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we're an old East Coast, Northeast market.
Yeah.
So there's more of a baseball tradition here. And I love Sixers and basketball, but
Right. No.
easily to me, baseball's too.
See, I
mean, growing up, baseball was one.
yeah, no, yeah.
Like when
for
I
a
was
long
a
time.
kid in the 80s, when VG and I, baseball was one. The Eagles overtook them, I think, in the 90s.
Yeah,
Wow.
just because the Eagles were so bad for
Yeah.
a while. Yeah.
I genuinely believe if the Sixers didn't post this much heartbreak, I think the Sixers would be the two in the city.
Nah.
I grew up
disagree.
having Eagles and Phillies 1A, 1B.
The Phillies had this, the Phillies are nostalgia. We're a nostalgic town. Phillies are, they're way more Phillies fans.
And the ratings, like, I don't know, have you seen the TV ratings locally? They're saying like more people watch the Phillies than Action News or not Action News, Channel 6 News at Night, whatever the ABC national broadcast is, and more than people watch Jeopardy in Philadelphia. And they're big numbers. It's like 400,000 people.
Yeah, it's a monster.
Yeah, speaking of baseball, I get the umpire accuracy, the umpire scorecard on Twitter. And Manny Gonzalez this weekend, he had an 87% strikes and balls accuracy rate.
That's bad.
He missed 26 out of 204 taken pitches. I mean, that's substantial.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
87. Listen, you need to be around 95 to 98.
The average is like 94 and a half.
Yeah.
But like you're missing 13% of the calls.
No, that's terrible.
Like that's I don't know how anyone could argue not to have the robo umps for
No,
strikes
you
and
need the
balls.
robo. Listen, as much as I like human, you know me with easy pass, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Nah, you got to have for balls and strikes. You just need it.
Yeah.
Such a great season for baseball. We're having some bad umpires throughout the league.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the only blemish right now in baseball right now. Tomorrow, they're retiring. Was it Cole?
Yes.
They're honoring Cole tomorrow.
Cole Hamels.
So they're going to wear a patch. Someone leaked out what is
On
to
Friday.
be the patch of the Cole Hamels they're going to wear on their sleeves. And this is it for Come Hamels'
That's cool.
retirement.
That's
I think
awesome.
it's strong.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it's
Good
good.
patch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, Cole was terrific.
Yeah, he was a beast.
Yeah.
You know?
Will VG be in attendance?
I will not be there Friday. I will be there today. They will get my $50 of concessions today.
I dressed up like Cole Hamels in the Halloween contest at my high school and won.
I can see
Hey,
that.
did you?
I wore the
that.
whole. I wore the
Gotta
whole
resent
outfit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I won the thing.
That's
That
good.
was during the runs, like in 2008, 2009. So
yeah.
of course, everybody was amped up.
Full
But
Phillied up. I like it.
I won. Yeah.
You see the Notre Dame recruiting class this year
Oh, man.
for football? There's a bunch of Steelers whose kids are all going together.
Really?
Yeah, they got the kids of Jerome Bettis, Plaxico Burris, and Ike Taylor.
Wow.
All rolling
Jerome
into Notre
went to
Dame.
Notre Dame.
Yes.
Plexo
There's
went
a
to
picture
Michigan
of them,
State.
the
Look at that.
dads and their kids.
That's awesome.
Like Taylor.
That's a great story.
I forgot about Taylor.
That's
Yeah.
a great story.
That's fun.
Bus lost some weight, huh?
Yeah, Bus looks good.
He does look good.
Yeah. Most of us like to drink beer from time to time.
Hell yeah.
We like to go
Love
to
beer.
Eagles games.
Yeah.
Someone released the cost of a beer throughout the whole league, and the Eagles are the most expensive beer in the league.
Makes
Really?
sense.
They're
It's
at
outrageous.
$14.67. They're more expensive than Los Angeles, Vegas, and San Francisco, which makes no sense at all.
That does a little
$15 a
bit.
beer?
Yeah, come on,
That's
Jeff. Cut us some
ridiculous. Yeah,
slack.
that's a violation.
San Fran is $11.50. $12 beer.
I would think California would topple
They
us
should
in
be, by
price.
far,
There's
right.
no
I'll be
reason
honest
why
with you.
we're.
The beers should be $10.
Yes.
A beer is 10. I mean, at an event,
Yeah.
you shouldn't pass that threshold.
Is it the Benz? Is it the most affordable beer?
Who was it?
Well, it's-
The Mercedes-Benz down in Atlanta.
Oh, I didn't see. I didn't look.
Well,
Yeah, the Falcons and the Lions were the two teams. It was like a $6.25 beer, and then the average that they had for the NFL was like a $9.75 for a beer,
Well, that was
which
the
is
thing.
fine. $10. There you go.
When they opened up the Mercedes-Benz, their whole thing was having affordable drinks and food for the fans.
Yeah, well, that owner's terrific. He's a great owner.
Yeah, they got Chick-fil-A in the
I
stadium
mean,
as well.
if you're gonna give a $15 beer, maybe give the Aramark people little bennies and stuff. You know, treat those folks all right if you're going to charge us that much for the beer.
At an event, you should never pass that $10 threshold. That's
I agree.
ridiculous.
That's why the tailgates are wild, because look what we're paying for beer in the stadium.
You're a fool to go. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Think about that. $15
And then you
for
throw
a beer.
You throw a tip.
Yeah.
You're at $18.
Yeah,
That's it,
exactly.
That's why I found it crazy when I go to these Latin artist concerts at the Wells Fargo Center. People are literally waiting in line for an hour to stand in line. Me and my fiance are chilling in the car drinking beers. Like, you guys are paying $15 a beer. You guys are crazy.
If you're going to catch a buzz, you got to get it outside for the most part.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, not even if you're catching a buzz. I'm going to drink a Tetley iced tea today because it's hot. I want to hydrate. It's a 20 ounce. Do you get a Wawa for, I don't know, $2? They're $8.75 down there.
I know.
$8.75.
That's why the concessions are just crazy.
Yeah.
They're out of control. That's the height of gouging.
Hey, we gave ESPN some hard time for this crappy table they would bring out for their broadcast.
Oh, it's worse.
They upgraded last night. They listened to us.
Look
They
at
heard it. They got a little set. The guys are spread out. They got a
You
sponsor.
got a little space.
Yeah.
You get the light up table.
Yeah, the guys
Mark
look
Messier's
good.
suit. Look at that.
Yeah. They look
that's
good, man.
fantastic.
So it's good they listened to us. T-Mac yesterday. Someone was trolling T-Mac. He responded in a great way. Yeah, you can't mess with T-Mac,
Why would
right?
you troll T-Mac?
Dude, every year there's always one guy.
So someone tweets at T-Mac in response, even being a diehard Phillies fan, how biased you are is tough to listen. I get all team feeds on package. You seem much more biased than most. And Tom just responds, that's interesting. Appreciate your thoughts. Received an email of the opposite yesterday, but recognize it's all in the ear of the beholder. Thanks, Steve.
Oh, yes, T-Mac.
Yeah, that's right. Perfect by T-Mac.
Great job.
Great response.
Yeah.
He's got the receipts and everything. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, I
Great way to
like
clap back.
We talk about Stanley Cups. There's a graphic that you can't really process. It's been a while since Canada's won a Stanley Cup.
It's long
But
time.
someone laid it out like dates and flag by country, America, and the right column is all U.S. flags.
Wow.
I think it's like 93 is the last time they have
Montreal,
won.
93?
Yeah, I think so.
It's amazing how they love that
It's
sport.
killing them up there.
Yeah, well, I don't
Killing
blame
them.
them.
Yeah.
You imagine if Florida wins, and you're in Edmonton, you're going, these freaking Fugazi, Fugazi to the first. Fan base is going to get a cup and we don't.
Yeah.
That's not justice.
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, Toronto's got one of the biggest fan bases in the NHL, and they can't get it right. Can't get it right.
No, and you got Austin Matthews, too.
Yeah, one of the stars of the league.
Like I've been up in Canada in September
Oh, it's got to be
And
awesome,
the way
dude.
we cover training camp down here, their training camp it's nothing but every TV is just on NHL training camp.
It's hockey. They love it.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how much they love it.
It's pretty cool.
It's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Warm weather teams in football and hockey irk me. I just don't like it. Football, it's got to be cold. You got to have those wintry games. You got to see the breath coming out.
see the breath
and
in
then
the
ice
air.
in Florida just don't mix.
Yeah.
I need to see the ice.
Like, yeah.
Good news. This Dick Vitale, man. You see this?
Yes.
He's coming back.
Yeah.
They say he's in remission and he's going to be able to broadcast this year. I know
Nice.
I know he irks some people. I love Dickie V.
I love Dick
He
Vitale.
brings such energy. It just sounds like a big game when he's there.
I agree. I love Dickie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Super stoked
All
to read
energy. He's a great guy.
that. Yeah.
I got to know him very well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
85
I love
years
him.
old.
Yeah, I love him.
Come on back.
I know. It's like we got to celebrate those guys like UB Brown.
Yeah. Oh, dude, isn't he 90?
Yes. And he's amazing quick.
So
He's
sharp.
so sharp.
Yes.
Like the call of basketball game is hard, right? Let alone you're 90 years old. And he'll give you detail. He'll give you analysis. He's tremendous.
Like Vince Scully was great into his 90s, but he's calling baseball, although he
Right.
did it himself.
Yeah.
But Hubie is calling
Yeah,
a
he's
quick
good.
game.
Yeah. And analyze.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like today's game, he analyzes.
I love his
He never
voice.
sounds dated.
No. I just love his voice. It's like
Yeah,
a
me
Brett
too.
Musburger
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
vibe.
Love the Brents.
Another celebrity out there yesterday, Justin Timberlake.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Pop for DWI.
You got all the money. Anybody's got all the money in the world.
Why? Yeah. Why are they not having a drive? I hate driving. I'll Uber. I'll have a driver. I don't understand
Dude,
it.
that mugshot.
Did you hear what he was on? They listed some of the.
I
some
saw
of the
that. I
things.
couldn't second
looks
source
lit there.
that to see if it's real. But there's like Molly and
Poppers.
poppers and coke, like all kinds of.
GT.
he was.
But he look, other than having crazy eyes here, his mugshot's a good looking mugshot. It's
Wow,
not
it's
that
Justin
embarrassing.
Timberlake, right? God bless.
He looks all right,
Oh,
man.
Come on,
Yeah.
dude. Driver.
Yeah,
You got all that money.
Yeah.
Well, I agree
It's
with
gonna
you.
cost him $50
If
in
I
an
had-
Uber.
Like, if you had money, I hate driving.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm with
I
that.
hate it. I hate driving around the corner. I hate
Right.
it.
Yeah. And I know if I'm going to go out and imbibe a bit,
Yeah.
dude, just Uber.
Yeah.
I'll pay $30 to Uber to Jersey.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. So where do you think in the Madden 25 quarterback ratings, is Jalen Hurts top 10, top 5, top 20?
Top 10.
I'll say he's 12.
Where do you think he should be? 12?
I think it's a video game, cuz these aren't like analysts doing this. This
Right.
is like a bunch of nerds making ratings.
All right, who do you? I'll tell you, he's 7th.
Oh, wow.
So who do you think is
It's funny, I was
above?
going to say 7.
Who do you
Then I was
think-
going to go 7 after JP's thing.
Yeah, don't look at the
Don't
monitor.
look at
Who
the
do you
screen.
think is
I'll
above?
pull
see it
it off. I'll pull it
So-
off.
Mahomes,
Yeah.
Lamar,
Yeah,
Allen,
yeah,
yeah, Josh Allen,
CJ Stroud?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Burrow.
Yep. So now there's 2 more ahead of him you haven't named.
Stafford?
Nope.
No, it wouldn't be Stafford. Again,
Stafford's 12.
I forget if the legs have a lot to do with.
I'll say this: one of them should not be above him.
Hertz is an 87 rating. There's number 5 is a 90. Number 6 is 88. Herbert is 8th behind Hertz.
Okay.
Yeah, which is wild because
Where's
whoever's in
Lamar?
6th, I think Herbert should be there.
Aaron.
He's one's in the division.
One's in that.
Not Dak.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Prescott.
Dak is 5th.
5th.
What?
That's horrible.
And one is from the AFC East.
You got not
Tua.
Tua.
Yes.
Yeah,
What?
that's what
Yes.
I'm saying. They got Herbert
Wait,
over
yeah, yeah.
Tua.
Tua and Dak are above Hurts?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And Herbert's below
Then you got
them.
Herbert below him.
Brock
Purdy is
Purdy?
9th.
The
And
Purdy's?
Kirk Cousins is 10th.
I can do
Purdy
two
and
Purdy.
Cousins are ahead of Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, Jordan Love.
Purdy's not. Purdy's good.
9?
Yeah, but he's got no
guys?
legs for Madden.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's not
But
bad, but
he's a
9?
good quarterback, Purdy.
This is all you have, the top 10?
No, I got them all.
What's
Rodgers is 11, Stafford 12. Well, Rodgers 11, Stafford 12, Goff 13, Love 14, Stroud 15,
I didn't
Baker
know one Love,
Mayfield
man.
16,
Stroud.
Geno Smith, 17. 18, Kyler Murray. 19, Trevor Lawrence.
Wow.
20th, Justin Fields.
Oh my goodness.
It's not even going to start.
He's over Russ.
I know.
Well,
I don't
would
know
have
about
over Russ
that.
too, but
But two is an insult.
nah, 2 was an insult. Even Dak.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Well, I mean, honestly, you got to put Dak.
I mean, we had an argument. You said Dak was the better quarterback.
Yeah, I did.
Did you know our own Kate Scott here in Philadelphia is going to be doing some of the commentary for Madden, the
She
new
did
Madden?
some voice work
Love
for
her.
us.
Oh,
She's,
that's
doing,
awesome.
she's doing the work.
That's great.
Voice work.
Love the kids.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's good stuff. All right, excellent nugs as always. So we started the show. We're going to be doing some phone calls. We're going to allow you guys to chime in off a video link. Andrew will explain it, or JP will explain it.
Sure. Yeah.
Coming up, but we did this whole show because of the passing of Willie Mays, and I made mention to Uncle Frank a couple times because he meant so much to him. So let's bring Uncle Frank in. Uncle Frank, hello.
How do you want Uncle Frank? You want me to box him in? You want the?
No, just bring him in. I don't care.
All right.
Doesn't matter.
Here we go.
Either way, I just want to talk to him. Hello, Uncle Frank.
Whoa, sun's out, guns out, Uncle Frank.
Yeah. You know what, guys, and Anthony will appreciate this. My damn pool pump went. So it's just before I jumped in, anyway. So happy to all the Delaware Valley. How much time do I have? You got to let me know.
I don't know. You got a couple minutes, buddy?
All right. So let me forget.
I'm not going to rush you.
Anthony.
Like
my
it's
man.
that.
VG, your nugs are outrageous. Johnny Zapp. Is it Johnny Z Zapata?
JP.
Zapata. I like it though. Johnny Z.
Johnny Shoes. Zapata Shoes. Anyway. All right. So, like I said, the VG nugs are outrageous.
Thanks, Uncle Frank.
So I'm wearing sunglasses because I probably won't get through this. And as a matter of fact, Parks probably has me at a minus 185 that I won't. But listen, having all daughters, probably supermarket opening. So I texted Anthony, guys. It was only after 10 when I found out. And here we go. Yeah, I was a mess. Had nothing to do with the Sonoma cab I threw down, but 4:20 this morning, and I'm looking at bullet notes. I had to get it out of my head. My wife's like, get the hell out of here and get it in. So I'm trying to put things in perspective, believe me. There's global strife all over the place, you know. So I was a little boy, 7 or 8. My dad, we went to Connie Mack. First thing that registered in my mind, you know, he gets an extra base hit, guys. And this helmet is just flying off the top of his head. You know, he's got the cap tucked into his back pocket. So think about my mind right at that age. He's like a mythological god. He's like, you know, Zeus wearing number 24.
Yeah.
And you know, at that age, so he, but he was he was a sports guy, and he had every damn tool plus.
I know they talk about 5 tool, Uncle Frank, but you know this Willie Mays, right? Had them all.
He was 5'8", 5'11", maybe 180, and he was the first guy to go. It was a 30 for 30 in 1 year. Homers, doubles, stolen bases. Think about Anthony. You'll appreciate Candlestick Park. These winds or crosswinds coming in over the from the bay. He would make these unbelievable catches against the wall. The wall had to be about 8 foot. He covered half the left field and half of the right field. So, lastly, he first came up in 51, and I guess it was Leo DeRocher. Wasn't Kate? Yeah, Leo DeRocher. He went 0 for his first 17 games, hitless. First 17 games. And DeRocher comes in the clubhouse, and Willie's crying. He's despondent. He goes, kid, what's up? He goes, Coach, I don't think I'm ready yet. He goes, look, we've been watching you for a couple of years. You're more than ready. And sure enough, he won Rookie of the Year that year. So, gents, in my mind, and still to this day, probably the greatest athlete of all sports for me. Yeah, quite simply. So, and this is...
This is the whole show, and we've done this theme because we fall in love with players. We love the game, but it's the players that truly make us fall in love because you're in love with these people and they become, you mentioned, mythical figures or superheroes, whatever you want to call it, that we name our children or we name our pets.
Yeah, right? I showed you that.
After these guys that we love, these people that we love.
Willie, I showed you that gravestone. But your opening was great. You were spot on. That's just what it's about. And like I said, you keep things in perspective. And I have a signed Willie Ball, by the way. Like,
now did Baldy sign it?
Baldy.
Can't confirm nor deny. But no, I had a call. What was that before Home Shopping Network? I remember calling in about 30 years ago. And sure, I talked to Willie. And sure enough, they mailed me a signed ball.
Ah, that's fantastic.
And if I tell you where I put it, I have to kill you. But, yeah. Now, but thank you. This was, like you said, this was cathartic. My wife she was just laughing at me.
Well, they don't understand. Like, some people that aren't sports fans don't get what these athletes mean to us. And, and it takes you back into your own timeline as a person, right? It's very personal and it's very nostalgic.
I waxed nostalgic with all sports figures. Like you, I was not into the superhero thing as a kid. So that was it, man. Yeah, my dad, he had these sports figures that were, it's incredible.
Beautiful.
So I appreciate the time.
Eloquent, Uncle Frank.
I appreciate it.
Eloquent.
Mom, love you guys.
Love you, Uncle
I have
Frank.
a great Johnny U story. We'll do it another time for Baldy. I met him at Beers.
You got it, buddy.
See, Uncle
Great
Frank.
stuff, Uncle Frank. Appreciate it, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Excellent. How about
Love
that?
it.
All right, that'll be our first. Now, how do people get to do it?
Yeah.
Our phone calls.
Absolutely. So for a couple things. So first, you do need to be a die.
No, you don't. You don't have to be a diehard.
All right.
I want to talk to people.
Okay.
All right. So, we want you to be a diehard without a doubt, but we're going to allow you to be a part of it. I want people to engage in it.
Yeah. All right. So in that case, let's do this. So if you guys have not yet, make sure you guys follow us on Twitter at PHLY Gargano Show. You can send us a DM and we will send you the instructions. Andrew will take care of getting you guys in here, but it's a simple link. Click on the link, come in backstage, and then we will work to try to get everyone to talk to you, because
I'll talk to us.
Talk to us.
That's it. It's great.
We miss it.
Before we get out of here, we got a knuckleballer on the mound for the Padres today.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Might as well ride the trends. Kyle Schwarber's got one at bat against War Waldron. He got one home run. Schwarber's plus 205 today to hit a knuckleball out of the park.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah.
How about
Let's do it.
Let's go. No, that would be 3 straight.
Yeah, why not?
Right? For
Be
Schwarber.
Hoagie Fest
Hoagie
going
Fest
on.
is it, man. It's nuts. Great stuff as always. Our back in the day moment was Uncle Frank talking about that. That's Rite Aid. So you need anything from Rite Aid, all your advice, you mentioned all the paper plates. We're a paper plate family.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
When you got animals.
You hate the environment?
Yeah. No.
Just messing with you.
Dude, that's all I know is I got 11, 14, and they eat constantly.
They have biodegradable ones out, VG.
Constantly. So,
As long as they're not foam, you're good.
Right. No
No
foam.
styrofoam.
No, it's the other ones, right? Whatever. All right, thanks, VG. You have 2 kids and try to feed them. All right, and then talk to me about no paper plates. Thanks for hanging, everybody. We love you guys. Be safe. Don't forget, Charlie Manuel with us tomorrow. So make sure you're hanging with us. All right? Love you guys. See you then.
We all silly like the mayor.